Bulldogs, Jim Doyle on Sports Radio
Good
HLM.
afternoon. Today from Comets Stadium in Clark Summit, it's the Bulldogs kicking off the 2019 season against the Comets of Abington Heights. I am Jim Doyle along with Andy Lickney. The producer for today's broadcast is Raven Klein. Well, a brand new season for Berwick football and a brand new era of Berwick football, the Carmen DiFrancesco era. When Frank Sheptock stepped down as head coach after 3 successful seasons, Berwick went with experience in their new hire. Carmen DiFrancesco has been a high school coach for 39 years, 22 as a head coach at 5 different schools. Cardinal Brennan, Shamokin, Central Dauphin, Danville, Mount Carmel. He's won 5 district titles, has a record of 152-97. So he is a proven winner, and now he's set to prove it here with the Bulldogs, who are looking for big things. I mean, expectations are always high at Berwick. But there are 15 starters back from a team that went 9-3 a year ago and made it to the district semifinals. There's plenty of star power, 2 terrific all-state types up front defensively in Eric Montez and Mason Lawbaugh, and all-state selection already in free safety Tegan Wilk. Offensively, you've got the entire offensive front back from a year ago, and an experienced quarterback in Ryan Lawbaugh and a terrific sophomore running back in Abe Mason. So the Bulldogs looking for big things under Carmen DiFrancesco starting this afternoon. Their opponent, Abington Heights, has a great tradition. Joe Repshis is in his 15th year as head coach, 103-59 his record, including 6 District 2 titles. And those titles were not the ancient history, the last one coming in 2016. But they've really struggled the last 2 seasons. 2-9 last season, 1-10 the season before, and they're looking to turn things around, get back to winning Abington Heights football. So that's our setting here today of the natural grass of the place they call the Pit here at Abington Heights, Comet Stadium. Andy Lickney starts his 31st season as analyzing high school football, Bulldogs football. His first season was in 1988. Andy, everywhere Carmen DiFrancesco has gone prior to Berwick, he's been known as the fixer. He's gone into situations that, for whatever reason, there was a problem. They had to solve it. He solved it in every case, in all 5 stops. This, however, is not one of those situations.
No, not a fixer-upper by any means. He knows this is a team that comes in loaded. He needs the coach to, wonderfully benefit from that. He's made some nice little changes here and there. There'll be some changes offensively within the system, but he tried to keep as much terminology as he could for the sake of the players. Defensively, I've seen some adjustments. I'm thinking, I don't know if I like that, and then the more I think about it, the more I do like it. We'll talk about those later. But, no, he's thrilled to be back, Jim. 5 years since he's been on the sideline as a head coach. And it's like Christmas Day for him, the opening, and to be out there and to be so excited and to have a bit of a powerhouse of a team, very coachable kids. He loves the situation. It's thrilling for him.
They're opening with what I consider to be a sleeping giant. I mean, this is a program, a proud program, a winning program, but not the last 2 seasons. And there's a number of things they need to do to turn it around, talking about Abington Heights. One is to be able to run the football. In a 42-0 loss to Berwick last year, they had only 14 yards rushing. That won't cut it.
No, and they've made some major adjustments to try to get better on the offensive line. Their superstar is Mike Maloney, played tight end last year, and he was a headache for any defensive coordinator. But they moved him into offensive tackle where he'll have a presence and hopefully lead the line, because if you can't block, you can't do anything offensively. Yeah, there are teams that are rags to riches. This is one that had the riches for a decade or so, and all of a sudden has fallen upon hard times, and they're trying to get themselves out of it.
Berwick will play 8 of their 10 regular season games on artificial turf. They're playing on the grass this game and next week at Pittston area. Carmen says they do some practicing on grass to get ready for this. There's an adjustment.
There is an adjustment, but you do practice on it. And the thing, too, is this is a very well-groomed field that hasn't been used yet this year. You can look at it and think it's artificial surface, and it's cut nice and low, so it's a nice flat surface. surface. There's not that much of a crown. It's extremely dry. So if there was going to be an adjustment to natural grass, you'd want it on a day like today where it'll be minimal adjustment.
And to be by later with the keys to today's game. When we return, we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Bulldogs. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jumpstart, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
Sweet deals in summer don't last long, and at Ken Pollock Ford, America's best-selling lineup is selling fast during the Hurry Up and Save sales event. We've got something for everyone, from fast sports cars and sedans made for cruising to comfy crossovers and functional F-150s. See why we're the brand with the most 5-star reviews. Build Ford proud and made for you. Let Ken Pollock Ford sweeten the deal. Count on hassle-free, transparent sales and financing fit for what works for you. Ken Pollock Ford, your neighborhood Ford dealer. Route 11 Berwick or KenPollockFord.com.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM. Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football, WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick, HLM.
Beautiful sun-splashed afternoon here at Clark Summit. Comet Stadium, they call it the pit, as the Bulldogs about to kick off the 2019 season against the Comets of Abington Heights. It'll be the 6th meeting between these two schools. Most of them have been in the postseason. They did meet in the regular season last year, with Berwick winning handily 42-0 at Crispin Field. Starting lineup for Berwick, the tight end number 9, Blaine Cleaver, 6'3", 219, a junior. Missed the last 4 games of last season with an ACL, and Berwick really missed him on both sides of the football. He is a terrific talent. Might see him some at quarterback this season as well. Another tight end is number 36, Dallas Schechterly, a 5'11", 205-pound senior. Starting left tackle will be number 65, Jake Lanning, 6'2", 225, a junior. Aaron Cashman is the starting left guard. He's a senior. He wears number 52. Aaron is 5'10", 248 pounds. Nick Heimbaugh is the starting center, wearing number 66, 5'11", 215, a senior. Noah Craig, terrific right guard, 5'11", 257-pound senior, wearing number 79. And another veteran back from a year ago. He'll be a two-way player all of this season, and a good one, Mike Zalutko. He is 6'1", 235 pounds, a senior. Sean Shepdock will be one wide receiver. He transferred from Mount Carmel last year, but came in just the 7th game of the season. So he caught only 2 passes, but they're really looking to use his talents. He is a speedster, one of the fastest players in District 2. In fact, finished 2nd in the 200 meters, 3rd in the 100 meters in the spring. He is a 6'2", 202-pound junior. We'll also see Tegan Welk. Wilk is the leading receiver returning from a year ago. 5'11", 186-pound senior. 24 catches, 233 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The 5'11", 186-pound senior, a terrific defensive player as well. He's on his way to setting the school record for interceptions. The quarterback is number 10, Ryan Lawbaugh, a 6', 184-pound senior. 6 games played last season, started 5. He came into the second half of the Hazleton area game with his team trailing by 14, led him to a victory. did a good job. Passing numbers very modest, 47% complete, 220 yards, couple of touchdowns, couple of interceptions. A very effective running quarterback. Averaged 7 yards a carry on 66 attempts. Expected to carry the load for Berwick running the football, a sophomore by the name of Aiden Mason, 5'10", 212-pounder. He was terrific a year ago as a freshman on varsity, averaged 7.4 yards a carry on 48 attempts. Against Abington Heights had a big game, a 93-yard kick return touchdown, a 17-yard run for a touchdown. At the fullback spot, when Berwick does employ one, we'll see number 42, Eric Montez, a 6'1", 235-pound senior. That's the starting lineup offensively for the Bulldogs. Are their Carmen DiFrancesco, his 23rd season as head coach, but his first as head man of the Bulldogs of Berwick. For Abington Heights, the tight end, number 15, Connor Dempsey, 5'11", 185, a junior. He's filling the big shoes of Mike Malone. Andy mentioned Malone moving to left tackle, 6'4", 250-pound senior. And they're hoping that move will allow them to run the football. They really were not effective at all last season. Just 77 yards rushing a game for the Comets during that 2-9 season. The left guard is Griffin McGinley. He's 5'11", 230 pounds, a junior. Will Stevens is the starting center, number 55, 5'10", 245, a junior. Cole Reese, a freshman, but a big one, will start at right guard, 6 foot 290. Mike Pusateri, number 59, is the right tackle, 6'1", 205, a senior. Corey Perkins is one of their best players, maybe their best. He wears number 14. He's a wide receiver, 6 foot, 150 pounds, a senior. Was nursing an ankle injury. He was a game-time decision. We did see him in uniform. We did see him running patterns, so we expected to see him out there. As the Bulldogs of Berwick just now making their way on the far side of the field, white jerseys, white pants, white helmets, blue numerals, and trim. Perkins last year, 52 catches, 898 yards, and 8 touchdowns. But those receptions came from a veteran quarterback, George Tinsley, now a Division I basketball player at Binghamton. So a junior, Michael Shao, takes over. He wears number 10, 6'1", 160 pounds. If the last name sounds familiar, J.C. Shao was a terrific player. A couple of years ago here at Abington Heights, went on to play Division I basketball, both Bucknell and Binghamton. So Michael Shao, the junior, will start this game. He has a 9th grade brother who's also on the varsity roster. The tailbacks, they'll alternate two. Number 26, Julian Blanco, 5'6", 135, a junior. And number 23, Lou Natali, a 5'5", 175-pound senior. Neither one had big numbers last year. Blanco had more carries at 65, Natali at 44. The fullback, number 6, Matt Lastowskis. He is 5'11", 220 pounds, senior fullback, also very, very good on the defensive side as the middle linebacker. Another wide receiver in addition to Corey Perkins, and a good one, speedster Robbie Horvath. He's 5'10", 165 pounds, a senior. Last year, 22 catches, 280 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 6 of those catches came against the Bulldogs in the season opener at Crispin Field. So that is the starting lineup offensively. For Abington Heights, they must put more production on the board to do better than they did a year ago. Last year, just 11.7 points per game. I mentioned 77 yards rushing, 135 yards passing. The Comets, under Joe Repshis, now in his 15th season as head coach, 103 wins, 59 losses, 6 district titles, the last in 2016. As the Comets just now make their way on the near side of the field, dark blue jerseys, white numerals, white helmets, white pants, and trim. So we're just about set for the start of today's game. We'll return with the kickoff and get some keys from Andy Lickney. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio HLM.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative E.P. Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
When you need the services of a professional law firm, you need the law offices of Lutz & Petty at 916 West Front Street in Berwick. Lutz & Petty is your hometown choice for elder law and asset protection, criminal law, estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. The full-service legal team of Lutz & Petty takes this opportunity to wish the Berwick Bulldogs a successful and injury-free season. Call them at 570-218-4888. The law offices of Lutz & Petty, protecting you. Go Dogs!
At Traditional Home Healthcare, their beliefs make all the difference. You have the right to choose the highest level of healthcare in your own home, from pediatrics to seniors, as well as non-skilled home care services like meal prep, housekeeping, and companionship. They'll work with you every step of the way to create a care plan for your loved one, because Traditional is more than a home healthcare agency. They're your extended family when family can't be there. Visit traditionalhomehealthcare.com today.
Where do you go when your vehicle needs service? Who do you trust when it comes to keeping your vehicle performing at its best? Ken Pollock Ford, your neighborhood service center. Stop in, relax, catch up with old friends, and get the works for $29.95. Our certified techs will change your oil, rotate your tires, perform a vehicle checkup, and top off all your fluids. That's everyday low pricing. Don't worry about the emblem on the hood. The works is valid on any make and any model. That's service at Ken Pollock Ford. Schedule online at kenpollockford.com or stop in and see us. Route 11 Berwick.
Are you looking to meet an elder care need? Do you or a loved one need assistance with any of the instrumental or basic activities of daily living? Brookdale Senior Living has a solution. Brookdale Bloomsburg, located at 420 Schaefer Road, is a premium personal care home offering a family atmosphere along with round-the-clock nursing care. Call 570-387-6868 to learn more. Better yet, we invite you to drop in and meet the Brookdale family and learn how we can offer an optimum aging experience for you or a loved one.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Berwick opening the 2019 season on the road here at Clark Summit to take on Abington Heights. It's the opening game of the season and the Berwick coaching debut of Carm DiFrancesco. The Bulldogs against the Comets of Abington Heights. Keys to today's game, Andy Lickney.
Well, the key for Abington Heights, Jim, is I think they have to be able to match Berwick's physicality, and I just don't know if they have the ability to do that. But without being able to match that physicality at the line of scrimmage in particular, they're not going to be able to run the ball. They're not going to be able to pass the ball. Now, one move certainly is going to help. They're moving Big Mike Malone from 88 to 66, from tight end down to tackle, where he can lead a young offensive line that's not all that experienced. They are a team that has some size in the offensive line. They go 244 pounds a man. And, we'll see how those matchups do happen to go. Three of the players are two-way players. And they can't fatigue as the game goes on, but they're going to try to match up with Berwick. If they can do that, we'll see what we can get out of the running game from Julian Blanco and Lou Natali. I'll be led by fullback Matt Laskowskis, so there's a little bit of experience there as he played that position last year. I think it's more dangerous at the potential for their pass. Michael Schau is the quarterback. You mentioned the lineage. He'll be getting his first start, but he has the talent and the background. You expect him to do well. The guy who certainly has put up the resume is number 14, the wide receiver Corey Perkins. Last year, 52 catches, 869 yards, 8 receiving touchdowns. They let him carry. He had a rushing touchdown as well. In fact, he accounted for 9 touchdowns of the team's total of 16 all year. So he's a good one. He's suffering that ankle problem. We'll see how far he can go. Berwick, we'll see how they do. I think defensively they want to see their front four dominate. They want to get them to get the pass rush so they can keep Tegan Wilk as a true free safety and let him roam the field.
Julian Blanco, Dante Darigi deep for Abington Heights. They won the toss and elected to receive. They'll be moving from our left to our right. Eric Montez kicks off for Berwick, and the season is underway. DeRicci back at the 5-yard line. To the 10, to the 15, to the 20, has an opening to the 25, and then run down at the 28-yard line. Alejandro Lopez makes the stop on special teams for the Bulldogs.
Nice deep kick, Jim, down to the 5, even backed him up to the 4.
Berwick defensively will line up with Eric Montez, Anthony Sisko, Mason Lawbaugh, Sully Sullivan as the 4. The linebackers Mike Zaluko and Dallas Schechterly. The safeties, Blaine Cleaver and Ryan Lawbaugh. The corners, Antonio Beretta and Sean Shepdock. And the free safety is Tegan Wilk. The ball brought out to the 28-yard line. That's where the Comets put it in play.
Big change. Mason Lawbaugh, instead of a down defensive end, moved to defensive tackle. Not an area where Berwick struggled last year, but they had real tough inside linebackers, too. They feel he can beat anyone one-on-one. And as a dominant defensive tackle, they can do some other things. So that's one major move. The other is Blaine Cleaver. I think he's as good as any linebacker I've seen at the high school level, and he's still young, just going into his junior year and suffering an injury. Instead of having him as an inside linebacker, they've moved him to a strong safety, which is kind of like an outside linebacker in this scheme. He'll go to formation side. They certainly like his ability to hit and control the game, but they think their interior is going to be controlled anyway with Lawbaugh on the inside and the linebackers they have. But with him at strong safety, they can add him with his athleticism into pass coverage a little bit more. So I think it's two major changes.
If you wonder why Andy had time to say all that when we're ready to start the game, the referee has come to the sideline, and he's looking at something on the sideline, and we have a major delay before Abington Heights can run their first play.
Thought I had an awful lot of time for that comment. Yeah, the Berwick defense, and of course when you get behind the linebacker level, you have Tegan Wilk. And one of the concepts that Carmen DiFrancesco wants to work is he is such an instinctive athlete. They'd like to play him as a true free safety with really no specific pass responsibility. Just be able to instinctively go where he thinks the play is going to be. If they get the pass rush from their front 4 and with the people in there like Eric Montez, Sully Slabinski, Anthony Sisko, they expect to get it, then he can stay free. They don't have to blitz as often and use his intercepting abilities.
Andy, there's something going on that sideline. We can't see it, but they're gathered around. We see the athletic director. We saw the referee. They're looking at something on the sideline down below us. I have no idea, but they've stopped this play in Abington Heights, ready to run that play from the 28-yard line, but something on the sideline has caught their attention.
I think someone may be down, Jim. I saw someone taking a knee, people looking with great interest, like someone's right against the fence. The tackle did come toward the sideline. There's not a lot of room between the sideline and the fence. It's about a 6-yard spread. Berwick's taking its team over to the sideline themselves, so I'm just wondering if somebody in backing up twisted an ankle, fell in a drainage ditch. The referee's back. I don't think it was something technical. But, yeah, they have ice down there, so someone probably fell. They'll probably help them up and ice whatever the problem is, but I don't see anyone getting up yet, and I don't think you'd play with the sideline this close.
But they are. First and 10, Abington Heights, moving from our left to our right. Slot to the left side. Julian Blanco is the lone running back behind the quarterback, Michael Schau. Schau gives the ball to Blanco, tries the left side, and nothing doing. Mike Zaluko among the people in on the play from his linebacker position. He moved to that position late last season because of injury, and he was terrific. In fact, we had him as the player of the game against Coughlin. But that play is going to be nullified by a face mask against Berwick. So it will be a mark-off. Now, high school, you have the incidental variety, and that's what they're calling it. So it's going to be 1st and 5 at the 33.
Well, as Luco saw that play, shot up in the gap, met the man, and drilled him. A very, very physical hit. Even if you give up the 5 yards on the penalty, Jim, there's something about the momentum of such a hit when you can establish something like that.
Perkins wide left. Horvath in a slot to the left. First down and 5 for the Comets at their own 33-yard line. Ostauskas comes in motion to the right, and we have a flag and a timeout by Abington Heights. Boy, it's a slow starting game. We've got 11:23 remaining in a scoreless first quarter. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Cool off this summer with better banking and a free gift. Sign up for free and easy checking with First Columbia Bank, and you'll enjoy no monthly fees, free online and mobile banking, and free ATM access at over 55,000 locations worldwide. For a limited time, you will also receive a free Sherpa cooler when you open a checking account or refer a friend to First Columbia Bank. So not only will you have a cool, free, and easy checking account, but you can keep those picnic goodies cool with a free cooler too. First Columbia Bank, with you every step of the way. Restrictions and data rates may apply.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
Back to action following the Abington Heights timeout. Comets 1st and 5 at their own 33-yard line. Shaw out of the gun for the first time. Tosses it left side to Blanco, and Blanco is wrapped up by Dallas Schechterly. Coming from his linebacker position. Veteran starter from a year ago, 5'11", 205-pound senior, right about the line of scrimmage.
And Berwick has a lot of studs defensively, Jim. We saw the flip-flop of weak side and free side safety. Lane Cleaver going to go to the formation, which is often field side. He's anticipating that here. We see Ryan Lawbaugh, the starting quarterback, playing the weak side opposite the formation.
Here is a 2nd down and 5. Abington Heights at their own 33-yard line. Shao fakes handoff, keeps the football, and he's wrapped up by Anthony Sisko after a gain of a couple over the 35 to the 36. So it will be a 3rd down and about 3.
Watch Sadulko read that as well. Little fake, token fake, but he stayed with the quarterback and met him 2 holes down sideways. Now, Berwick very aggressive defensively. 3rd and 2, but 5 of the yards coming on the 5-yard penalty to start the series.
Shane Hughes is in the backfield as a blocking back. Power eye to the left for the Comets on this 3rd and short situation. The tailback took a step, no flag, and he's tripped up at the 35-yard line short of the 1st down yardage.
Dallas Schechterly got in there. Everyone's nosed up right at the line of scrimmage and shooting gaps. He got a yard deep in the backfield, took the feet away from the runner, and they'll lose the yard on that.
Zach Rice was the ball carrier. So it's 4th down and 4 for Abington Heights. And the punter is on. Casey Knott awaiting the snap from Will Stevens. Snap. He muffs it, but then gets the kick away and booms one. And Barado muffs the ball and tries to get back on the 20-yard line. And let's see, Abington Heights indicating they have it. They've come up with the football. They have come up with the football.
Tristan Burns is the man who fights away. Barada made a bad decision. It was so high, he should have fair caught it, if anything, even after the delay. People are going to be downfield, and then the hang time was there. Barada decided late to catch it, a not fair catch, and he's almost catching it up above his helmet, coming straight down on his head. So not a good play by Barada. It bounces away, and in the scrum for it, it's Tristan Burns who comes up with that turnover of the muff.
Great opportunity for Abington Heights. With 9 minutes to go in this opening quarter. They have it at the Berwick 20-yard line following the recovery. Blanco's the tailback in the eye. Play action. Shao back to throw. He fires over the middle. Incomplete. His intended receiver, Robbie Horvath, was not really looking for the football.
Tegan Wilk was on him so tight that he wasn't looking because he thought, no way they're going to throw it to me. I think the quarterback, Shao, realized, okay, I'm running out of time. I got to do something with this. I'll underthrow it so that we don't take the sack.
Wickenheiser, Chris Wickenheiser is in the lineup. Shao goes to the sideline to get the play call. 2nd and 10. Comets at the Bulldogs 20-yard line. Boy, Berwick did not do a good job last season handling punts. And they drop one and give up the ball on their first try this season.
Poor decision.
2nd down and 10. Shao gives the ball to Stauskas. The fullback goes off the left side. Eric Montez all over him. He gets maybe a yard on the play.
He actually fumbled the snap, and by the time he recovered and gave it, Berwick had the read on that fullback. Nowhere for Laskowskis to go. 3rd and long coming up, so even though they're right at the fringe of the red zone, it's a challenging play, and I don't think they try a field goal from here.
3rd down and 9. Slot to the right. Perkins wide right. Horvath in the slot. 2 excellent receivers. See if they go that way on 3rd and 9. High snap. Schau goes back, tries to get on it, does so, but it's way back at the 37-yard line.
They've struggled with some snaps right under center. Now they're struggling with the shotgun snap as it goes high and through the quarterback's hands. Berwick has a man pursuing rather quickly to make sure he's not going to be able to pick it up and run. They're going to change personnel, Jim. I think they're going to punt it from here. So a drive that starts on the 20 is going to end in a punt.
And once again, it'll be Casey Knott, a junior, to do the punting. Berwick with just a single safety back there. It's Tegan Wilk. Not awaiting the snap. This is a place where you might all want to take a delay penalty just to get it back a little farther.
3, 2, and 1 on the new 40-second clocks, and they will take the delay.
And that was on purpose.
And if it is, then the defense chooses to decline it. Berwick will accept that. They will pressure this, and this team has struggled with its snaps, too. So, moving back the yards, hopefully you can put him in a little bit of a panic mode and see what happens.
Not back at the 42, waiting the snap. This time it's there. He gets the kick away. Tegan Wilk will field it at the Berwick 12-yard line. Goes to the far side, turns the corner, 15, 20, 25, and gets out to the 36-yard line. As a helmet from a player for Abington Heights goes flying. That's Shane Hughes that lost his helmet. There is a flag down.
And I wonder if he continued playing without the helmet. From different levels of football, there's different penalties on it. Tegan Wilk caught it, had plenty of time, deked left like he was going to go, then quickly reversed his field to the right side toward the Berwick sidelines. Got a little bit of a wall over there, used his speed, but it's going to go against Berwick.
Personal foul against the Bulldogs. So 2 major mistakes for Berwick early. The muff punt, and now this penalty. But the Bulldogs will finally get their hands on the football back at the 15-yard line. Abington Heights will line up in a 4-3 with Mike Malone and Tristan Burns at the ends, Will Stevens and Christian Lazinski at the tackles, Matt Listowskis, the inside linebacker, Mike Pusateri and Shane Hughes on either side of him. The safety Robbie Horvath and Corey Perkins, Ian Stanton, and Griffin Noon are the corners. Berwick 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. Ryan Lawbaugh is the quarterback. Under center, one back behind him. It's Aiden Mason. Mason gets the call, and first play from scrimmage goes nowhere as he's stacked up right about the line of scrimmage. Will Stevens among the people in on the play for Abington Heights.
And they stuffed that well. Mike Malone, of course, is the stud on this team. 6'4", 250 pounds. 151 career tackles. He pursues very, very well to the point where Carmen DiFrancesco feels sometimes it's better to run right at him. Looking at that defense, Jim, I don't know if Corey Perkins is out there.
He is not. So evidently that ankle still bothering him. We saw him on a couple plays on offense. He is a vital cog in this defense as well. 2nd and 10 Berwick. Now the I formation. They're going to option left, and the pitch is to Mason. The pitch was a little behind him. He finally grabs it, and Horvath knocks him down at the 19. Big hit by Robbie Horvath. But Mason juggled the pitch, was able to pull it in, but that allowed Horvath to get in there and make the big hit.
Berwick's never really run triple option. We haven't seen it in the preseason. Here it is, and it's coming to the left. They like Mason Lawbaugh's ability to run, so after faking to Montez, he comes left, but 2 people are with him. Left-handed pitch, but in close proximity to Mason, goes a little behind him. He's fortunate to have recovered that.
3rd down and 7. Berwick at their own 18-yard line. Toss, sweep, right side, Tegan Wilk hit way behind the line of scrimmage. He's in a world of hurt, and he's brought down inside the 10-yard line.
Big loss and a big momentum builder for Abington Heights. Some people wondered if Abington Heights could stay on the field with a powerful Berwick team. Berwick's made some mistakes, and now Abington Heights pumped up after playing some very physical defense, making a stop, and the punter will be kicking out of his own end zone.
And that punter is Sean Sheptock. He'll be 5 yards deep in that end zone. So Abington Heights figures to get great field position.
In fact, I think they're too deep. They're back on the 50-yard line. He's punting from 5 yards deep.
There is the kick. Very, very short. Takes a good roll where Berwick is concerned and will go out of bounds at the Abington Heights 49-yard line. It's an effective punt and no return. But the Comets will have good field position. Bright sunshine here now. That's good for the spectators. It's terrible for the play-by-play guy because that means the scoreboard to our left is invisible unless you've got the
sometime binocular. So 5:13 is what I'm seeing, Jim.
A 5:13 to go. Opening quarter, no score. Abington Heights 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Michael Schau has a slot to the right side, an I formation behind him. Quarterback gives to Listowskis, the fullback. He hits into Berwick territory at the 46-yard line, straight ahead.
Quick hitter. He was able to split the down linemen and split the safeties as well, who got caught up in the mess. Tegan Wilk had to come up, put his shoulder in. He's a hard hitter, but you don't want to have to rely on him in making the tackles for you.
2nd down and 5. Abington Heights in Berwick territory for the second time in this opening quarter. They have it at the Bulldogs' 46-yard line. Perkins wide right. Horvath in a slot to the right. Listowskis is going to be on a wing to the left. The lone running back is Blanco. Give to him, hit behind the line, and battles to get maybe to the line of scrimmage. Boy, someone went low, did a great job. That was Schechterly from his linebacker spot. Good play by him.
It was. Part of it as well, the right guard, the big freshman, Cole Reese, was pulling. And he ended up getting tripped up and getting a piece of his own ball carrier, too.
And here comes a penalty that plagued Berwick last year. After the play, somebody says something unsportsmanlike, big penalty against the Bulldogs.
Lack of discipline. You know, Abington Heights hasn't done anything offensively, really, to earn this field position. But some poor decisions on a punt, offensively getting stuffed. And 2 unsportsmanlike penalties have really hurt them.
Mason Lawball leaves the Berwick lineup. Brian Knorr replaces him on the defensive front. 1st and 10. Abington Heights at the Bulldog 31, threatening to get on the board for the second time in this opening quarter. Slot to the right. Toss sweep left side to Blanco. Blanco looking for room, and nothing there. Berwick so tough against the run. Eric Montez among the people in on the play. They'll give him a yard to the 30. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, I really like what I'm seeing out of Sully Slabinski. He's playing one of those inside tackles, Jim, and he gets through and he gets that nose for the ball. That time he'd be chasing from behind because the play's going away, but there's great hustle. And if anything slows it down, he's ready to steamroll somebody.
2nd down and 9. Abington Heights at the Berwick 30. 3:10 to go in a scoreless first quarter. 3 receivers to the right. And now we have a little kid who has run out on the field.
He looks like he might be special needs, Jim. So they're going to take care of him.
So we're going to have a delay as Abington Heights at the 30-yard line.
Longer delay than you thought. He's a little quicker.
He's got some speed.
Yes, he does.
Got some speed.
I didn't realize what happened. I heard the crowd yelling to him.
It gives Abington Heights a little bit of time to think this one over. They bring Shane Hughes into that lineup. The ball's at the Berwick 30-yard line, 2nd down and 9. As Connor Dempsey is the tight end on the left. There's a slot to the right side. Schau out of the gun, has the snap. Back to throw, big pass rush, gets the pass away, incomplete. All over the quarterback was Eric Montez, and then Ryan Lawball was all over the receiver. That play had no chance.
Yeah, I'm surprised Montez didn't knock it down. He got higher than the ball, but they still found the passing lane perhaps between his arms. But Ryan Lawbaugh, playing the weak side safety away from the formation, is in position right on that receiver.
3rd down and 9. Abington Heights at the Berwick 30-yard line. They'll send Perkins and Wickenheiser and Horvath all to the right side. Out of the gun, Schau has the snap, looking to his right. Fires a pass. Perkins all alone over the middle, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and down to the 9-yard line. Corey Perkins found himself in the middle of the Berwick defense, wide open. Schau on target, but Perkins is down on the play.
Yeah, he's been suffering from a tough ankle injury, Jim, and it was a crushing hit then that eventually brought him down. Lined up on the right side, and people just gave too much of a cushion, backed up as things exploded. He went about 8 yards and then broke toward the middle on a short, shallow post. Schau delivered it very, very well, and then he just kept traversing the field over toward the far pylon. Berwick, with good angles of pursuit, put a hard hit on him there, and that's where he's down on the field.
I'm not going to speculate on the injury, but I will say it has nothing to do with the ankle.
Yeah.
Because they were not looking at that.
Yeah.
But might have just got the wind knocked out of him because he's on his feet and trotting to the sideline. That's a 21-yard reception by Corey Perkins, who had 52 catches a year ago. And Abington Heights with a 1st and goal at the Berwick 9-yard line.
He is their difference maker, Jim. He'll have to be out for at least the one play after his injury. But in this situation, from the 9, normally you see teams running the ball.
Abington Heights had the ball at the Berwick 19-yard line in their previous possession. Now they're at the 9. Still no score, though, as they send Wickenheiser to the right. Horvath in a slot to that side. Shane Hughes is the running back to the right of Schau, who operates out of the gun. He has the snap, juggles it, then keeps the football and is dragged down from behind. Boy, nice pursuit for the backside by Ryan Lawbaugh.
The high snap throws off the timing of the play. He wanted to roll away from where Ryan Lawbaugh was coming. Lawbaugh, I think, may have seen it, read it, said, I can shut down my side and pursue this. So he came from his defensive right all the way around, caught up with the quarterback, and drops him for about a 3-yard loss.
2nd and goal. Abington Heights at the Berwick 11-yard line. Under 3 minutes to go in a scoreless first quarter. But the Comets with a great opportunity as Wickenheiser goes wide to left. Perkins back in there. He's wide to the right. Sean Sheptock has that responsibility. Schau looks the other side, though. Throws. Diving attempt. And it is caught right at the goal line by Wickenheiser.
It was a beautiful catch, Jim. I had it in the binoculars. He had a lane. He ran down and then sort of hooked on inside. They threw it low. The question is, could he scoop it? He scooped it cleanly. His waist is out of the goal. The rest of his body is in the goal. They'll put it at the 1-yard line.
Chris Wickenheiser with a 10-yard reception. 3rd down and goal right at the Berwick 1-yard line. Julian Blanco back in there. He's the tailback. Power eye to the left. Quarterback keeper by Schau, straight ahead, push from behind, no indication from the officials.
They'll unpile him and see. He got a little bit of a forward lean and didn't need much. The backs behind are pushing as well as they're allowed to now by rule. 5 years ago, you couldn't get away with that. But now the quarterback goes to his left, follows big lineman. Just not enough of a surge. I'd do 2 more. Well, 4th down.
4th and goal. The ball inside the Berwick 1-yard line. Schau comes all the way to the sideline to get talked to by the staff. They're going to have trouble getting off. They're going to have to call a timeout as the play clock 9, 8, and 7, and he's staying over there.
Yeah, so they'll happily use the timeout.
And referee Paul Sheehan indicates timeout Abington Heights. No score, but Abington Heights knocking on the door when we return. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, are your roofing experts for Luzerne, Columbia, and Montour counties. With 26 years of experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your decks, siding, or roofing, specializing in metal and rubber shingles. Most roofing work is done in one day, so remember the name, Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Call Red's Roofing, 752-4351. Owner Harry Titus, a proud supporter of the Berwick football team.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
Our first huge play of the 2019 season in this opener at Comets Stadium in Clark Summit. No score in the game. 49 seconds to go in the opening quarter. But Abington Heights inside the Berwick 1-yard line on a 4th down and goal.
I think you power it somehow. Quarterback sneaks good on 4th down, though. You could go higher risk. You either get it in or you don't.
Remember, Malone is that big tackle on the left. Lestauskas is the fullback ahead of Blanco. Blanco goes in motion to the right. Schau fakes handoff and he's hit. He won't get in. Faked handoff, kept the football, and Ryan Lawbaugh with a big hit. Berwick makes a stand.
Lawbaugh played his area of responsibility and played it well. He faked the handoff, wanted to delay like he was watching them go in, and then he wanted to veer off the left. Everything else collapsed except for Ryan Lawbaugh, who came down, smacked the quarterback, gave him a bump. Quarterback still had some momentum to try to spin forward, but could not get in. Big play by Ryan Lawbaugh, all by himself there in his area of responsibility as the Berwick defense took the middle away, and the quarterback wanted to go with finesse, and Ryan Lawbaugh prevented it.
So for the second time in this opening quarter, Abington Heights with a scoring opportunity goes awry. Berwick defense is up to the task. 45 seconds to go in the period. There was actually a loss of a yard in the play, so Berwick takes over at their own 2-yard line. As the official indicating something, Paul Sheehan is the referee. Mike Serra, the umpire, linesman Joe Lally. Jeff Archer, the line judge. Galen Miller, the field judge. The side judge is Gerald Stefanowski. Quarterback keeper by Lawbaugh, looking for some room. Gets some out to the 5-yard line. He'll pick up 3, 2nd and 7.
Big push there, straight ahead, giving his center that little push, and the guards joining in. Nick Heimbaugh, surrounded by Aaron Cashman and Noah Craig, got him 3 significant yards so that they don't have to be with their backs in the end zone.
2nd down and 7. Berwick at their own 5. Time for perhaps one more play here in the opening quarter. It's time winding down. Maybe they'll let it run out, switch sides and regroup. Not been a good quarter for the Bulldogs, but defensively they've been terrific. As Lawbaugh trips on his running back, Mason, and he'll get just a yard to the 6-yard line on the final play of the opening quarter. Abington Heights nothing, Berwick nothing. You're listening to Berwick football on Sports Radio HLM.
Sweet deals in summer don't last long. And at Kent Pollock Ford, America's best-selling lineup is selling fast during the Hurry Up and Save sales event. We've got something for everyone, from fast sports cars and sedans made for cruising to comfy crossovers and functional F-150s. See why we're the brand with the most 5-star reviews. Build Ford proud and made for you. Let Kent Pollock Ford sweeten the deal. Count on hassle-free, transparent sales and financing fit for what works for you. Kent Pollock Ford, your neighborhood Ford dealer. Route 11 Berwick or KentPollockFord.com.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football. WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick. HLM.
1 quarter in the books in this season opener at Comets Stadium here in Clark Summit. Abington Heights dominated field position that quarter, had 2 scoring opportunities, but the Berwick defense was
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Boy, another miscue, Jim, in timing the play. You're going to go with a high-risk fake punt.
I was about to make a joke about we'll see what kind of gambler Carmen DiFrancesco is, and he was going to go for it from his own 11-yard line, and
it wasn't a joke.
No, not at all.
And if they didn't lose out on the clock, had they, been used to this 40-second clock a little better, they would have had it.
1st and 10, Abington Heights, moving from our right to our left, from their own 37-yard line. Berwick showing blitz. Give straight ahead to the fullback, Lestauskas, and he's brought down after a short gain.
And they know they have to establish some run. Lestauskas is a back who was there last year, mostly in blocking. He has 10 yards on the game, 3 carries.
2nd down and 8. Abington Heights at their own 39-yard line. Corey Perkins and Robbie Horvath, their 2 leading receivers from a year ago, wide to the left. Michael Schau under center. Back to throw. Fires a quick out to Perkins. Perkins looks for room. None there. Terrific tackle in the open field by Blaine Cleaver. The reception will get him just 2 yards and bring up a 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, he just can't be blocked. It's one of those 2-3 receivers on the left. One man steps back, gets the others try to block, but you can't block Blaine Cleaver. He's going to toss you aside like a paper doll and then go in and make the tackle. Very physical.
3rd down and 6. Abington Heights. Perkins wide left. Slot to the right. Wickenheiser outside of Horvath. Schau under center. 3rd down call. Straight drop back to throw. Looking to the far side. Ball's in the air. It is picked up by Sean Sheptock. Sheptock at midfield. Sheptock down the sideline to the 40-yard line of Abington Heights. Sean Sheptock with a big defensive play, and Berwick for the first time in this opening half in business.
Big man with the big defensive play. He's a cornerback with amazing speed and athleticism. He goes 6'2". He had great coverage on the wide receiver going down the far sideline. Ball's up, the jump ball. He has inside position. He wins that jump ball easily and recovers to make a fine return. Big play for Berwick.
Bulldogs have it in Abington Heights territory for the first time. They have it at the Comets' 41-yard line.
And they're huddling on the sideline. The 40-second clock is down to 14. They're going to come straight to the ball. Will they get it off?
Timeout, Berwick.
Yeah, they needed it.
Bulldogs call it. 9:12 to go, opening half, to no score. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLM Bloomsburg. WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Bulldogs of Berwick following their timeout. 1st and 10 at the Abington Heights 41-yard line. Berwick moving from our left to our right in this scoreless first half with 9:12 remaining. Slot to the right. Mason, the tailback behind Montez in the eye. Play action, long ball back to throw. Fires to the far side to Sheptock, incomplete. Sean Sheptock, shadowed by Robbie Horvath, down around the 17-yard line. Again, Berwick trying to exploit the speed of Sean Sheptock. Fastest player on this team and one of the fastest in the entire Wyoming Valley Conference. So the incomplete pass makes it 2nd and 10. Bulldogs at the Comet 41.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Very physical fellow, normally defensive or normally blocking. This time they let him get the run. He shows that he's worth it. Attacking over left guard yet again on that play. Shows the confidence they have in Aaron Cashman at the point of attack. And he scores.
Sophomore Brendan Hinkle will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Tegan Wilk. Jake Lanning with a snap. It's there. The kick by the youngster is up, and the kick is good. Time on the field, 8:13 to go in the first half. Berwick 7, Abington Heights nothing. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative EP Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football,
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick,
HLM.
Berwick's on the board. They lead Abington Heights 7-0. They go 4 plays, 41 yards following the interception by Sean Sheptock. Big play, a 34-yard run by Blake Maurer. And how's that to start your season? His first carry with the big run as Montez, following his touchdown run, will kick it off. It has to be a thrill for a player who's done so well in his career defensively to get some looks at fullback and get a touchdown. Montez now kicks off following his touchdown. Dirigi at the 10-yard line, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, and he is brought down about the 29. Nice return by him, and Abington Heights will have the football. We should point out that we expected the Comets to alternate tailbacks, but it appears that Lou Natale was injured on that first play of the game. That was the delay as he was on the sideline here. So we're seeing when they are going to one running back, it's been Julian Blanco. 29-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Comets in the bright sunshine now as they move from our right to our left. Slot to the left, I formation. The give is to Blanco. He's hit behind the line, but breaks away. Gets outside right to the 40 to 45 to midfield, and finally forced out of bounds by Sean Sheptock. Berwick appeared to have him stopped for a loss on the play, but he bounced away for a big gain.
Has to finish wrap and bring him down to the ground. It's not enough just to win the collision. Sean Sheptock shows that record-breaking speed that he has in the 100-yard dash by running that down from behind. Otherwise, Noah Craig was going to have to go backside with the angle to try to catch him. Berwick has a player down on the field, Jim, from near the line of scrimmage.
25-yard run on the play by Julian Blanco. That injury is a big concern because it is a starting defender and a starting quarterback in Ryan Lawbaugh. He did walk off under his own power, but he's in some pain across the way. And Abington Heights, for the third time in this game, with the football in Berwick territory. Following this injury timeout, they'll have it at the Bulldog 46-yard line. Berwick leading 7-0.
Yeah, not enough to win the collision. You have to bring that runner down to the ground and make sure he's down. In fact, sometimes when you have such a vicious type of collision, everyone else just kind of stops and assumes, and then a guy pops out of the pack and he's sprinting down the sideline.
So the Comets ready to set it up from the Berwick 46-yard line. Corey Perkins, playing with that ginger ankle, has not played defense in this game, but he's in there as a wide receiver to the left. Horvath in a slot to that side.
Antonio Barada in for Lawbaugh right now at weak safety.
Shao takes the snap, back to throw. Looking long downfield, and Perkins makes the catch down the 16-yard line. Terrific diving catch by Corey Perkins.
Flanked on the left, sprinted downfield 15, and then for the post, he was behind the safety, inside position on his corner, who couldn't stay with him. We've heard he's a good one, Jim, and he's proving it in this game, and what a nice throw by Michael Shao, the quarterback.
29 yards on the reception, 1st and 10. Abington Heights at the Berwick 17-yard line. Comets trailing the Bulldogs by a score of 7-0, but knocking on the door once again. Toss sweep right side, Julian Blanco. He's wrapped up. He'll lose yardage back about the 22-yard line.
Mike Zalitko, Jim, you mentioned how aggressively he started this game in a linebacker position. Loves the hitting, has a good nose for the football. Barada was near him. He was going to, keep the outside contained, but he didn't need to worry about outside contained once Zalitko met up with him and crashed him backward.
Chris Wickenheiser has checked into the offense for Abington Heights, a 2-yard loss back to the Berwick 19-yard line. 2nd down and 12 for the Comets, with Berwick leading it 7-0 here in the second quarter. Wickenheiser wide to the right, slot to the left. Out of the gun, Shao, high snap, back to throw, fires, incomplete. That high snap slowed the play down, and then Antonio Barada was right in his face as he got that pass away.
Still tried to throw a screen, a little tight end screen to the same side. Got it through Barada's hands on the blind. And Dallas Schechterling went in and hit that receiver and punished him.
3rd down and 12. Abington Heights at the Berwick 19-yard line. Slot to the left. Wickenheiser wide right. Shao out of the gun. Has the snap, back to throw, has time, looking into the end zone for Wickenheiser, incomplete. Good coverage deep in the end zone by Sean Sheptock.
It was wonderful coverage. He tried to do a little zig in, zig out to the back pylon. But Sheptock maintained the inside position. Speed's not going to matter. You'll run out of end zone. And with this 6'2" frame, you're not going to be able to get it over him to a receiver. Outstanding coverage.
4th and 12 now, and a field goal attempt coming. The hold will be at the 26. Senior Jimmy Lefchak will attempt this 36-yard field goal, trying to put the Comets on the board. Snap, placement, kick is away, and it comes up way, way short and off to the right. So the Berwick defense up to the task again. Another threat by Abington Heights comes up empty. Bulldogs will take over with 6:18 to go. That's my guess in the first half. And Berwick leading by a score of 7-0.
Yeah, strong defense at the end of the drive. Even the long run, Jim, that crossed midfield for them was strong defense with good hitting. Just they didn't quite finish that play and bring the runner down. Almost a bit of an 26-yard run. After that, Berwick did tighten up. They allowed the one deep pass over the middle to a superior athlete, as Corey Perkins caught the 29-yarder, but then stiffened after that.
Now remember, Ryan Lawbaugh was shaken up, but he is back in there at the quarterback controls. I formation behind him. Play action, and he's back to throw, and he dumps a pass off to the fullback, Eric Montez, and he drops it at the 26-yard line.
Montez had a catch last year coming out of his tight end position. This time they tried to slide him in the flat. He had to kind of follow it up over the shoulder pads and into his hand. Should have been caught, but not caught.
2nd down and 10. Berwick from their own 19-yard line.
Berwick hasn't completed a pass. That's just a second pass attempt. They really haven't had the ball all that much as Abington Heights has maintained time of possession dominance.
Slot to the right, wide receiver left. Back to throw, law ball, and it's beyond the reach of the intended receiver, Antonio Beretta. So it will be a 3rd down and 10. Berwick at their 19.
Here you'll be forced into another passing situation. Ball in the very middle of the field, so you can attack left or right. Berwick has dangerous receivers. They can spread you out. They need 10, but of course you have to defend the entire field. And Berwick has some speedsters. Not the worst time to try for it all.
Slot to the right, slot to the left. Law ball out of the gun. Aiden Mason to his right. Ryan Lawbaugh, straight drop back, fires in the middle, a diving catch by Blake Bauer for a 1st down. What a terrific catch by him. Thrown low, he was the only one that could get it, and he did at the 32-yard line.
Spread the field with the receivers and then curl in the hole in the middle. Nicely drilled by Ryan Lawbaugh, too. He stayed poised in the pocket, came right down the middle, kept it low, so there's no chance of interception.
Maurer in a slot to the left. Barada outside of him. There's also a slot to the right. Berwick. 1st and 10. Maurer comes in motion. Takes the handoff. Hit behind the line. He'll lose yardage back to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, played well by the defense. Michael Pusateri saw that jet sweep coming. Shuffled as an outside linebacker to the position. Came on up when they got himself contained. Brought him down.
So Berwick at their own 29-yard line, facing a 2nd down and 13. Bulldogs with that 7-0 lead here in the 2nd quarter. Sean Sheptock, the speedster, wide to the right. 3 receivers to the left now for Lawbaugh, who waits the shotgun snap. He has it. He throws to the left, has Tegan Wilk. Wilk is brought down after a short gain. Gets out to about the 32-yard line. That's a nice defensive work by Griffin Noon in the secondary for Abington Heights. Noon, a 5'11", 150-pound senior. They get 3 on the play. So now it's 3rd down and 10. Berwick at their 32.
Yeah, concept is to throw at the receiver near the line of scrimmage. You have the other guys block for him. But the defense ready, comes on up and gets through those blocks.
Wilk wide to the right. Sheptock wide to the left. 3rd down and 10. Ryan Lawbaugh back to throw. Big pass rush. Sets up a screen and picked off. Return to the 25 and down to the 18-yard line. The screen pass went right into the hands of number 55, Will Stevens. And Abington Heights gets the turnover, and they are in business.
Will Stevens is 5'10", 245, and was trying to rumble as fast as he could. Someone with a little bit more athleticism and speed might have been able to take it in. So fortunately for Berwick, it was sort of a lineman who doesn't have the foot speed. Not a good pass, not a good decision by Ryan Lawbaugh as he throws that interception that the lineman picks off.
Another great opportunity for Abington Heights. They've had numerous ones in this first half with just 4:12 remaining, but Berwick leads 7-0. Schau has the shotgun snap, rolls right, looks to throw, fires, has his man, Horvath. He's dragged down by Blaine Cleaver, not before he gets inside the 10-yard line on the far side of the field.
Running an out pattern, the quarterback rolling in his direction. He had a lot of sideline to play with. Blaine Cleaver has to kind of play it positionally. You got to watch for the out and up. You have to make sure he doesn't break back. So the ball's threaded in there nicely on the out pass. It'll come up about 2 yards short of the 1st down.
2nd down for the Berwick 9-yard line. Julian Blanco is in there as the running back. He lines up to the right of Schau, who's out of the gun. 2nd down and short. Schau's going to keep it himself off the right side and will be brought down to the 10-yard line for a loss. Terrific defensive work. Mike Zalutko coming from his linebacker spot.
Antonio Barad, the outside backer, turned it in and grabbed him by the knees. Zalutko takes him high and crumples him over. So again, good positional play by the linebackers to keep the quarterback from getting in the end zone.
Big call coming. 3rd down and 3. Abington Heights at the Berwick 10-yard line. Berwick with a 7-0 lead here in the opening half.
Ball on the right hash, wide side of the field to the left. 2 receivers there.
Wastowskis to the left, Blanco to the right of the quarterback, Shao, who waits the shotgun snap, and he has it, and he rolls left, and he looks, and he fires a pass incomplete. Flag down the play. Pass intended for Horvath.
And Barada had tight coverage on him. I wonder if you're going to say he was contacting him. Thrown by the line judge, but it was about a 3-yard pass, very shallow. So was somebody offsides, or are they going to look at a pass interference? I'm not sure what we're getting. A lineman downfield, Jim.
Boy, crucial mistake.
Oh, yeah.
By Abington Heights. With the incompletion, that it would have faced a 4th and a manageable 3 yards to go. Now the mark-off to the 15.
Is it loss of down?
It is not. It is third down.
They just don't want to give up field goal points. Yeah. So Berwick needs another stop here. Maybe they didn't have the option of declining that.
4 down territory for Abington Heights here.
Yeah, that's true, too.
That field goal attempt earlier did not look good.
No.
So they have the ball at the 15-yard line. Now here's a 3rd down and 8. 3 receivers to the left. Shao out of the gun. Has the snap. Looking. Fires on the middle. The ball is caught inside the 5. Perkins headed toward the end zone, comes up short. But it is a 1st and goal for Abington Heights. Corey Perkins has had a good first half catching the football. He gets down to the 2-yard line on a 3rd and 8, a 13-yard completion.
Yep, catch the 13 there, 29 and 21, and they've been big. He threatened to go into the end zone, so when he breaks the route off, he's going to lose the coverage, and the ball delivered right then.
1st and goal. Abington Heights at the Berwick 2-yard line. Power eye to the left. Blanco's the tailback. The give is to Blanco off the left side. Ryan Lawbaugh is there to make the play. Nothing doing.
Ryan Lawbaugh's played extremely well from his outside linebacker position. They call it a weak safety. But you kind of have people outnumbered. It's hard to get a blocker on him. He sheds them quickly if they do come. He caught that running back and actually pulled him back by the jersey to prevent any yardage.
2nd and goal. Abington Heights at their 3-yard line. Loss of a yard of the play. Clock winding down. 2 minutes and change here in the opening half. 7-0 is the Berwick lead. 2nd and goal to 3. I formation. Blanco at the tail of the tandem. But Shao's going to throw it in the end zone to Perkins, and he goes up, tries to make the catch, and does for the touchdown. Terrific catch. Sean Shepcock was all over him. He went high in the air, made the grab deep in the end zone, and Abington Heights is an extra point away from a tie.
Don't think he had room, but he ran an out and up. You're that close to the goal. He runs the out, he runs the up, and you think, well, Sean Shepcock's that tall. You're not going to get it over him without throwing it out. The dance was on the end line of the end zone. Could he tap a foot? I think if there was a replay flag to throw, you'd throw it, but the officials had to be there. They had to see it, and they made that call.
Portsmouth's extra point attempt is no good. No good off to the left. It's a timeout on the field. 2:32 to go. First half. It is Berwick 7, Abington Heights 6. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
When you need the services of a professional law firm, you need the law offices of Lutz & Petty at 916 West Front Street in Berwick. Lutz & Petty is your hometown choice for elder law and asset protection, criminal law, estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. The full-service legal team of Lutz & Petty takes this opportunity to wish the Berwick Bulldogs a successful and injury-free season. Call them at 570-218-4888. The law offices of Lutz & Petty, protecting you. Go Dogs!
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Abington Heights is finally on the board. 3-yard touchdown pass. Michael Shao to Corey Perkins. All set up on that interception by Will Stevens as Berwick tried to set up a screen. And it's 7-6. 2.5 minutes remaining in this opening half.
Got to go back to the touchdown, Jim. There was a call that had to be made on the end line of the end zone. They had to get it up and over Sean Sheptock, and they did. Then the receiver had to go high to make the catch. He did. He had to tap 1 foot in bounds while he had possession. And that was, in my mind, a little questionable. Can't say he did, can't say he didn't. Awarded the catch.
Left Jack's kickoff will be fielded on the run at the 19-yard line by Aiden Mason. Mason with a good return out to the 39-yard line. And that's where Berwick will put it in play. Bulldogs with 2 timeouts remaining. Their lead down to 7-6. Ball at the 39. As I mentioned, as the Bulldogs huddle around the coaching staff on the far side, they'll come right out to the line of scrimmage. So Berwick with the football. Wilk wide to the left. Slot to the right side. Lawbaugh keeps the football as he gets over the 40 out to the 43-yard line. Ran down the line as if to give it to Blake Maurer, but kept the football himself. It'll be a 2nd down and 6 for Berwick. Now that hard-to-read scoreboard becomes crucial to me because we are getting to the closing moments of this half. Bulldogs again with 2 timeouts remaining. Here's Lawbaugh back to throw, and he's got his man Sean Sheptock over midfield, and he's still in bounds as he gets to the 43-yard line of Abington Heights. 14 yards on the reception.
Nice little out pattern, and smart to get himself out of bounds to stop the clock, preserve as much clock as they can. Or did he get out of bounds?
He did not.
Running.
He did not. It is running. Slot to the right. Wilk wide to the left. As Lawbaugh keeps the ball straight ahead at that zone read and gets down to the 37-yard line. 6-yard pickup, 2nd down and 4. We're under a minute remaining in the half.
Put it in the belly of Blake Maurer, who was running left and held it there for the longest type of read, and pulled it out late and took the yardage.
Here's the give to Maurer. Maurer is dragged down by Mike Malone. Good play by him, but Maurer's very close to the 1st down yardage.
Will they stop the clock? No, they just will move it. They'll call it 1st down. And the clock's resumed now with 32 seconds and counting.
Berwick leading 7-6. Try to add to that lead here late in the half, but time winding down. 20 seconds remaining, and now the Bulldogs will use a timeout. We'll take one as well. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
At Traditional Home Healthcare, their beliefs make all the difference. You have the right to choose the highest level of healthcare in your own home, from pediatrics to seniors, as well as non-skilled home care services like meal prep, housekeeping, and companionship. They'll work with you every step of the way to create a care plan for your loved one, because Traditional is more than a home healthcare agency. They're your extended family when family can't be there. Visit traditionalhomehealthcare.com today.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Berwick has 1 timeout remaining. They have it at the Abington Heights 34-yard line. Time winding down here in the first half, and the Bulldogs leading Abington Heights by a score of 7-6. Football at the 34-yard line of the Comets. Lawbaugh out of the gun, has the snap, back to throw, pump fake. Now he's looking long into double coverage. Wilk makes the catch inside the 5-yard line, gets out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Griffin Noon really had him one-on-one with a little safety help. They ran a stop and go. even though no one recognized the stop, they just kept backpedaling. When Tegan Wilk went downfield, he was just going to force a jump ball with Noon at the sideline. Berwick's going to take their final time out here, Jim. He out jumps the man, wrestles it on in.
So we'll take a timeout as well. Seconds left in this opening half. 7-6 Berwick. You're listening to Berwick football on Sports Radio HLM.
Cool off this summer with better banking and a free gift. Sign up for free and easy checking with First Columbia Bank, and you'll enjoy no monthly fees, free online and mobile banking, and free ATM access at over 55,000 locations worldwide. For a limited time, you will also receive a free Sherpa cooler when you open a checking account or refer a friend to First Columbia Bank. So not only will you have a cool, free, and easy checking account, but you can keep those picnic goodies cool with a free cooler too. First Columbia Bank, with you every step of the way. Restrictions and data rates may apply.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
First and goal at the Comets.
Berwick has the ball at the Abington Heights 4-yard line. Closing moments, opening half. Bulldogs lead at 7-6. Lawbaugh under center. Play action. Throws to the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Blaine Cleaver. And a terrific play made by Abington Heights, Nick Colombo.
Really was. Blaine Cleaver's at right tight end. They faked the dive his side. You're expecting power. Tight end released, tried to go straight down, but they could not make the play. Couldn't click on it as the defense is in position to cover that tight end.
Second and goal at the 4-yard line. Clock stops with the incompletion. Sheptock wide left. As Lawbaugh gives straight ahead to Aiden Mason. Mason headed toward the end zone. He's very close. Berwick thinks they're in. No indication from the officials. That clock is running. Berwick will have to scramble to get up to the line, and the half is going to run out, and Berwick will not score. They end up at the 1-yard line.
Oh, frustrating. Berwick thought they were in. Some people were raising their hands as Aiden Mason approached the goal line, but the line judge said no, and with that, the half ends.
So on the last play of the first half, Aiden Mason gets the call and gets to the 1-yard line as time expires. Berwick was out of timeouts. The half ends with the Bulldogs leading Abington Heights by a score of 7-6. You're listening to Berwick football on Sports Radio HLM.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, are your roofing experts for Luzerne, Columbia, and Montour counties. With 26 years of experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your decks, siding, or roofing, specializing in metal and rubber shingles. Most roofing work is done in one day, so remember the name, Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Call Red's Roofing, 752-4351. Owner Harry Titus, a proud supporter of the Berwick football team.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning sells comfort. Since 1972, S.J. Kowalski understands the importance of doing business locally. They service what they sell and take pride in customer satisfaction. S.J. Kowalski is a trained comfort specialist, a Lennox dealer, and they are Northeastern Pennsylvania's premier dealer of Mitsubishi ductless mini split systems. S.J. Kowalski also sells and installs energy-efficient Renai water heaters and geothermal systems. Call 1-888-KOWALSKI and ask about special promotions and zero-interest financing.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
Are you looking to meet an elder care need? Do you or a loved one need assistance with any of the instrumental or basic activities of daily living? Brookdale Senior Living has a solution. Brookdale Bloomsburg, located at 420 Schaefer Road, is a premium personal care home offering a family atmosphere along with round-the-clock nursing care. Call 570-387-6868 to learn more. Better yet, we invite you to drop in and meet the Brookdale family and learn how we can offer an optimum aging experience for you or a loved one.
Summer is winding down, but Alexander Family Buick GMC in Bloomsburg has no intentions of slowing down. Right now, get 22% off MSRP on select GMC Sierras in stock. Get 20% off on select Buicks and 0% APR on select Buicks and GMCs. And of course, get the Blaze Alexander lowest price guaranteed. Check us out at AlexanderFamilyBuickGMC.com or stop and shop in Bloomsburg. Alexander Family Buick GMC. We're taking the deals the other guys won't.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Championship season as a senior in 1992. He went to play at Notre Dame where he set 16 school passing records. He's now in his second season as an associate athletic director at Notre Dame, a position that he has really taken to.
I really like it. You know, I enjoy the role. I enjoy the opportunity to have to have a leadership role in the off the field activity of the Notre Dame football program, and to help prepare the program to put its best foot forward on the field has been really rewarding. You know, I've as a student, as an athlete, being here, and then as a coach, and now in an administrative role, it's been a lot of fun and rewarding every day.
Well, you're not a coach, but you're so close to this program. You're always at practices and everything else. What are some of your specific duties?
Most of my duties revolve around the operation, the football operation, whether it be our general travel schedule and what we're doing, or our day-to-day schedule to make sure that the team is operating and functioning the way it should be. But really, I tend to pay most attention to our future schedules. Looking down the line, communicating with other schools on where we can schedule games and how they can fit into a schedule. I deal with our budget. Overseeing the budget for the football program is a big part of what I do. Any facilities updates or new buildings like we're in right now, I was overseeing and a major player in the construction process. So those are all some of the things that I focus on, as well as the personnel in the office and the hiring and the movement of personnel around our office, from coaches to support staff and all those pieces.
Could this eventually be a stepping stone to being a full-time athletic director here or somewhere else?
Yeah, I think so. That's, to be the associate athletic director for football at Notre Dame is a job that certainly could lead to something else and overseeing an entire athletic department. But, my focus is here right now and enjoying Notre Dame and enjoying Notre Dame football and where we are as a program right now. The program is really healthy, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
Your oldest son, Ronnie Jr., is quite a high school quarterback, and he's got some offers, even though he's going to his junior year?
Yeah, he's going into his junior year and plays at Penn High School here nearby, and enjoying the process. He's getting some attention in the recruiting world, and that's great. He has a few offers, and we went to some camps this summer, and he got a chance to see some other places and see what it looks like, and let some people see him and see what he looks like. And now he's turned his attention back to his high school team and ensuring that he's putting the best product forward he can for Penn High School.
Having been through that process yourself, on steroids, by the way, see so many offers you got for your senior year. Are you able to help them in that regard? Absolutely.
I as much as the recruiting world has changed from when I was going through it so many years ago, I've been in the world of college football for many years now, and I've seen the way the changes have come about and the effect it has in the recruiting process. But yeah, I can help them with understanding why coaches are saying what they're saying, why they're doing what they're doing, the way the recruiting calendar works, what to expect, how to best approach a camp, or how to best approach an interaction with a college football coach. So we very much talk about the recruiting process, and I can certainly help him through it.
As maddening as it was for you, are you glad that when that was going on, it wasn't the age of social media?
Yeah, the age of social media makes it difficult for not only monitoring what you're doing and the way you're representing yourself on social media, but the ability for everyone to report on everything you do and make contact with you. It's one thing to have a college coach send you a message on Twitter or something and you feel pretty good about it, but the fan interaction and all the coaches interaction and what you're doing on social media, it plays a big role in the way you live your life. And I feel fortunate that I didn't have to deal with that at the time, but certainly today's recruits have to make it part of their plan and the way they represent themselves, and some do it better than others, but you can't hide from it, you can't run from it, because it's there and it's going to happen, and the social media is available. So you need to pay attention to it and work with it in the right way.
This is a great time of year for football because everybody's undefeated, expectations high everywhere, but you're close to this team every day. Expectations are pretty high for this team.
Yeah, expectations are high for Notre Dame, and they should be. We have a good team. We had a good team last year. We've won 22 of our last 26 games. We're in the college football playoff last year, and we have a good team coming back. I'm certainly not one to make predictions or anything like that, but we have, a lot of good pieces from last year that are a year older that are going to get better. We have a good D-line, a good offensive line. Our quarterback is back, and there's key parts around our football team that are really good. Now we have some holes to fill and things to evolve, and we have a difficult schedule. Our home schedule is not as difficult as it was a year ago, but we go on the road to Georgia, to Michigan, to Stanford, and those are three challenging road games. So yeah, we're excited about the season, but we do have high expectations, and we should, because we have a pretty good football team.
Former Berwick star Ron Powis, now an associate athletic director at Notre Dame. We had a chance to talk to Ron on campus back on August the 10th. We wish him very well, and his sons are both involved in football at the Penn High School near South Bend. We are at Comets Stadium in Clark Summit. This is the opening game of the 2019 season. Wild first half of football. It ends with Berwick at the 1-yard line of Abington Heights. Bulldogs lead this one by a score of 7-6. The scoring and the stats to follow. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
You haven't had the best till you've been to Romeo's Italian Submarines. Romeo's Italian Submarines, you've got to try them. Romeo's Submarines menu includes wings, wraps, and so much more. Romeo's is also home to Sasser Sweet Stop, where you can get your ice cream on. Romeo's Italian Submarines and Sasser Sweet Stop. Open till 9 Sunday through Thursday until 10 Friday and Saturday. 1306 Orange Street, Berwick. 570-752-8788.
Mason's Monogrammic Service has the biggest selection of Bulldog football items in Berwick. Mason's is family-owned and is celebrating more than 30 years in business. Get all new Bulldog wear for 2019, like tees, tanks, and polos, hoodies, sweatshirts, jackets, and caps. Even onesies and toddler tees and lots more for any Bulldog fan. Mason's also has screen printing for businesses, teams, and organizations. Mason's Monogrammic Service, 225 West Front Street, Berwick, or at masonsmonogramming.com. Ask Ameriprise financial advisor Jeffrey McKinnon about the exclusive Confident Retirement approach. It's a personalized, flexible, step-by-step approach toward financial balance. Call Jeff today at 570-520-4137. Offices are located at 22 South Prospect Street in Nanticoke, PA, and 118 East 3rd Street in Berwick, PA. The Confident Retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, a registered investment advisor.
Berwick Bulldog football, HLM.
If you haven't been to name brand liquidations in the Berwick Plaza Shopping Center, then you're missing out on great values. Name brand liquidations, you'll save from 50 to 90% off everything imaginable, from bathroom vanities to bar stools to carpeting. You name it, Name Brand Liquidations not only sells a huge variety of merchandise, they feature name brands just like their name says, at low prices. When you're in the market for anything, shop the store that has everything. Name Brand Liquidations. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning sells comfort. Since 1972, S.J. Kowalski understands the importance of doing business locally. They service what they sell and take pride in customer satisfaction. S.J. Kowalski is a trained comfort specialist, a Lennox dealer, and they are Northeastern Pennsylvania's premier dealer of Mitsubishi ductless mini split systems. S.J. Kowalski also sells and installs energy-efficient Renai water heaters and geothermal systems. Call 1-888-KOWALSKI and ask about special promotions and zero-interest financing.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
Whether it's the heat of the preseason or the heart of the postseason, teams will always get a little boost from playing at home. Speaking of a boost at home, State Farm can boost your savings when you combine your homeowner's insurance with your auto coverage. So score one for the home team. Talk to State Farm agents Lori Powell or Sean Black in Berwick, or Melissa Price in Nescapec about big savings for combining home and car coverage. Give State Farm agents Melissa Price, Sean Black, or Lori Powell a call today.
Where do you go when your vehicle needs service? Who do you trust when it comes to keeping your vehicle performing at its best? Ken Pollock Ford, your neighborhood service center. Stop in, relax, catch up with old friends, and get the works for $29.95. Our certified techs will change your oil, rotate your tires, perform a vehicle checkup, and top off all your fluids. That's everyday low pricing. Don't worry about the emblem on the hood. The works is valid on any make and any model. That's service at Ken Pollock Ford. Schedule online at kenpollockford.com or stop in and see us. Route 11 Berwick.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
A muffed punt off the top of the head of a player. Some bad decisions. Unfinished tackles that really end up in 26-yard runs. Not a good decision on the interception that was thrown. So it's more than the stats. The stats are going to show that it's relatively even. But Berwick needs to play better ball. I think they have the potential to take this going away, but they got to put it all together. For Abington Heights, 108 yards in total offense. Berwick has 119. Abington has just 17-plus yards rushing. Berwick's been pretty much stifling the running game. Julian Blanco, the main runner, 5 carries for 23 yards. Letskoskis, the fullback, 10 yards. Zacharias lost a yard, and the quarterback, Michael Show, with sacks, lost 15. So a net of 17. But they have 91 yards in the passing game. Corey Perkins was a question mark whether or not he'd play. Well, he's playing. 4 catches, 68 yards, including the touchdown. Beautiful catch, tapping the feet on down. And he's been the problem. He's the total offense, really. Berwick needs to find a way of stopping him. Maybe instead of Tegan Wilk playing free safety, have him double up on Corey Perkins, take him out of the offense. Robbie Horvath checks in with 2 catches for 11 yards. Chris Wickenheiser, a 12-yard catch. 91 yards in the air, 68 of those to Corey Perkins, just 17 on the ground. Get Perkins out of the equation, and you're holding this team to about 25 yards, but they have 108 here at halftime. For Berwick, 55 on the ground, 64 in the air for a total of 119. Passing's been limited, just 4 completes in 8 attempts, 64 yards. 1 interception was thrown on an attempted screen. Tegan Wilk, 2 of the catches for 38. Sean Sheptock, a 14-yard catch, and Blake Marr, a 12-yard reception. On the ground, it's been sporadic. Aiden Mason, 4 carries, but just 5 yards. Blake Marr had the big run, a 34-yarder. He now has 3 runs for 35. Tegan Wilk caught on a reverse in the backfield, loses 11. Eric Montez, a 3-yard touchdown burst. And quarterback Ryan Lawbaugh has been targeted a little bit for running. 5 runs for 23 yards. A net of 15 on the ground, 64 in the air, 119 here at halftime for Berwick compared to 108 for Abington Heights.
Berwick 7, Abington Heights 6. We'll be back with the second half kickoff. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
How do you save money when you shop for groceries? If you haven't checked out Surplus Outlet, you're missing out on savings that could go right into your pocket. Hello, this is Justin Michaels, and at Surplus Outlet, we take saving you money very seriously. At Surplus Outlet, you'll find groceries and much more at below wholesale prices. We work hard to buy right and pass those savings directly on to you. At Surplus Outlet, we stock all the items that you would expect at a grocery store, but each week we get new arrivals, and the savings can be tremendous. So you'll want to stop in often.
Surplus Outlet, with locations on Route 11 Northumberland, Route 11 Berwick, and Route 15 Montgomery.
It won't be long before tax time rolls around, so remember to visit Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting for your income tax needs. ND Accounting and Consulting handles both business and individual taxes, as well as offering a variety of accounting services, including payroll, auditing, and bookkeeping. For tax and accounting services, look for Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting with 2 locations, 214 Pine Street in Berwick and 5929 Main Road in Sweet Valley.
Summer is winding down, but Alexander Family Buick GMC in Bloomsburg has no intentions of slowing down. Right now, get 22% off MSRP on select GMC Sierras in stock. Get 20% off on select Buicks and 0% APR on select Buicks and GMCs. And of course, get the Blaze Alexander lowest price guaranteed. Check us out at AlexanderFamilyBuickGMC.com or stop and shop in Bloomsburg. Alexander Family Buick GMC. We're taking the deals the other guys won't.
Quality care for your dental health at Berwick Dental Arts, 105 West 9th Street in Berwick. State-of-the-art equipment comes together with a tradition of 45 years of personalized care. From the youngest to the oldest patient, let Berwick Dental Arts doctors and staff take care of every aspect of your dental needs. They'll process all types of insurances. Make your appointment today. Call Berwick Dental Arts friendly staff at 752-4542. Berwick Dental Arts, making smiles beautiful.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Both teams have made their appearance on the field. We're just a couple of minutes away from the kickoff to start the second half of this 2019 season opener here in Clark Summit, with Berwick leading Abington Heights by a score of 7-6. Andy, you analyze that first half from the Berwick standpoint. If you look at it from Abington Heights standpoint, they had to be very encouraged going in. First of all, this is a team that beat us last year 42-0. We had all kinds of opportunities in the first half. 4 times in the red zone, only 1 time do we score. We're with this team. We can do it. But believing it is a big part of this game.
It is, and you can believe it when you just look at the way the first half played out and where you were in the opportunities. But what set up those opportunities, Berwick shouldn't be making some of those mistakes. I do agree. Abington Heights has to have this as a confidence builder. Their fans are really into the game. They have a legacy of winning tradition here on this field. The Pit is a very tough place to play, but I think Berwick's letting them in it. I think this is a team they should be able to steamroll, and I'm not seeing the power come to the fore. I'm seeing limited running. Berwick's defense has been strong. You've held this team to a net of 17 yards on the ground, but you allow them to break a key one for 16. And they have one dangerous receiver, Corey Perkins. You know he's the one dangerous receiver. He's playing on a hobbled leg. We weren't even sure we'd see him. He looks 100% today, and his 4 catches are making up about 70% of the team's offense. So I think a little fire and brimstone at halftime. Hey, guys, we're better than this. We don't take 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalties. You got to get rid of that. Coach Carm DiFrancesco sat some big-name starters for that, after those flags. And they didn't get back in the game for a while, and, you like to see that discipline. But there should be a personal discipline among the players to not let that happen. And then just some poor decisions, some things that shouldn't happen where, if you're looking at things the right way and confidently, the mistakes aren't occurring.
Well, here we go. The start of the second half. Berwick will get the football, moving from our right to our left. And Jimmy Leftchak, a senior, will kick it off for Abington Heights. 7-6 is the Berwick lead. Aiden Mason, Tegan Wilk, Blake Bauer deep for the Bulldogs. Second half underway. The kick is a low line drive to the far side. Aiden Mason drops the football. goes back at the 11 on a knee, and Berwick starts the second half in a big hole.
A line drive came and knuckled at him at shoulder pad height. Now, that's a tough catch. And you could muff it, but then it's a here we go again, and he immediately goes down to get the ball and goes to the knee. There's no one within 10 yards of him. He could have picked that up, scooted for another 5-10 yards of field position, I believe. Instead, he plays it very cautiously with an aw shucks and downs himself when I think he could have gotten better field position.
1st and 10, Berwick at their own 11-yard line. They move from our right to our left here in the third quarter with that 7-6 lead. Tegan Wilk, Aiden Mason backs in an open set behind quarterback Ryan Lawbaugh, who gives the ball to Wilk, breaks a tackle off the right side, still on his feet, lowers the shoulder, gets a first down over the 20-yard line. Hard run by Tegan Wilk.
Yes, it was. Man had him at the line of scrimmage, going off right tackle by the ankle. He was able to slide that foot on out of there, and then he finished the run at the change, dropping the shoulder. Hey, go to your Division I guy to give yourself that spark that you need. Go to Tegan Wilk, and they did.
11 yards on the carry on Berwick's first play from scrimmage in the second half. 1st and 10, Bulldogs at the 22-yard line. Again, Mason and Wilk backs in an open set, a wide receiver to either side. Lawbaugh gives the ball to Mason. Pile drives over the 25 out to the 26-yard line. A 4-yard pickup on first down. 2nd and 6, Bulldogs.
Yeah, I like that. That's the 4-yard type of power plays you'd like to see to get that new chains moving again. Aaron Cashman, Noah Craig are surrounding center Nick Heimbach, and they created the lane.
Again, Lawbaugh under center, backs in an open set, gives the ball to Wilk off the right side, and it looks like he has the first down out near the 33-yard line. He faked to Mason, then gave the ball to Wilk. We've seen Wilk running the football. Last year he had his moments, 31 carries, but we haven't seen him as a straight running back, which he is now.
Yeah, and I think it's good to go to the senior leadership. I like the double dab action. That time they faked over right guard with Mason and then over right tackle with Wilk, who got the chains.
Wide receiver either side. Lawbaugh under center. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. They give to Mason. He drops the football. Scramble is on. It looked like Ryan Lawbaugh got on it. Looked like a clean handoff, but Aiden Mason just dropped the ball. Lawbaugh doing a good job to dig it out. They'll mark it at the 31. That's a loss of 2. It is 2nd down and 12.
Might still be shook up with that kick that hit him high and dropped to the ground, and then he downed himself. You got to shake that stuff off. It was a clean exchange. And then make sure if you don't get it, get back there and get it. Don't rely on the quarterback.
Will Stevens, who had the interception earlier, favoring a right arm as he comes off the field. 2nd and 12 for Berwick at the 31-yard line. They give us to Wilk. Try the right side. He won't get there. Terrific play behind the line of scrimmage. A loss in the play. Michael Pusateri, a 6'1", 205-pound senior. The good defensive play. It's back to the 29, a loss of 2. And what appeared to be a good thing going for Berwick now is a 3rd down and 14.
Well, now you just have to convert it. Passing situation, ball on the right hash. We'll see what Berwick can do. Abington Heights has played strong defense throughout this game. Berwick has not been able to get its offense on track.
Slot to the right. Wilk now is wide to the left. Lawbaugh out of the gun. Has the snap. Fires a quick out, has his man, Sheptok. He is brought down by Pusateri out about the 39-yard line. They'll pick up 10, but they needed 14. So we'll see how the Bulldogs play it from their own 38-yard line. It's actually a 3rd and 15 situation, and the punt team will come on.
Yeah, actually it's about 6. Long 5, a short 6. The punt is in order with this field position.
Julian Blanco, Dante DeRigi back deep, anticipating the punt from Sean Sheptok.
Surprised they're not over to their left a little more. They're in the center of the field.
Landing with a perfect snap. The kick is away. Nice kick. Fair catch by Blanco. It goes off his hand. He goes down and covers it at about the 12-yard line. So Abington Heights with a misplay, and they're fortunate to get on the football. 8:16 to go in the third quarter. They get the football for the first time in the second half. Berwick leads 7-6.
Berwick's defense has looked very strong, and sometime when a team is struggling, this is where you can get the momentum. Sometimes you can juice that defense up to where they create the turnover and give you the momentum for the offense to get in there and score.
Yeah, the one score by Abington Heights came after an interception, set them up at the Berwick 18-yard line.
Their offense has been almost all the passing of Michael Shaw to Corey Perkins. Perkins with 4 catches for 68 yards. The team has a total of 108 yards on the first half.
Shaw out of the gun. He has a protector to either side of him. Slot to the left side. Takes the snap, rolls left, fires, has his man Perkins, and a nice play by Peyton Williams as he forces Perkins out across the way. He was 1-1 in the open field, and Peyton Williams, who didn't start the game, makes a nice play in the open field. They mark it out at the 19-yard line. The line of scrimmage I had misplaced. It was the 17, so just 2 yards in that pickup, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Peyton Williams made a nice play, and I think they got to give a little more attention to Corey Perkins. How are they going to cover him? I thought they might cheat Tegan Wilkes over there, but no, they're still going to allow for that lock-on with those defenders.
I formation. 2nd down and 8, and movement on the left side of the line for Abington Heights, so they'll make it a little tougher on themselves. Be back to the 14-yard line and bring up 2nd down and 13.
Left guard Griffin McGinley burst out of his stance. That 5 yards hurts. This is a team that would like to get it in smaller chunks, not need to rely on the big play. But to convert on this type of situation, you're going to need something with a chunk.
Michael Shaw went to the sideline, got the play. The junior in his first year as a starting quarterback, George Tinsley, had almost every snap a year ago for these Comets.
Shaw looks good in this game. 2nd
and 13. He has the snap. He's going to keep it himself, looks for room, and really takes a hit.
So let's go.
At about the 13 or 14-yard line.
We used to always assume Blaine Cleaver on those very physical hits. But now the inside linebacker is Mike Zalutko. You dare to run in his area, he's going to really drop the boom on you.
No gain, 3rd down and 13. Again, Zalutko became a linebacker out of necessity last year with injuries late in the season. Played so well, and he's a linebacker from the start of this season. 3rd and 13 now. Corey Perkins wide to the right. Peyton Williams has that assignment.
1-on-1 on the island.
And Shaw is looking that way. The ball's batted down, incomplete. Well, that's the best kind of pass defense. Berwick got a great rush. Montez among the people in on the play.
Ryan Lombaugh blitzing from the outs from that weak side linebacker right behind Montez. Both getting in, but I think Lombaugh's the man who knocked it down, and that will force a punt. Now it's Abington Heights at their goal line with the punter.
And if I'm Peyton Williams on an island against Perkins, I'm saying thank you. Thank you, lineman. As Casey Knott back at his goal line, awaiting the snap. It's there. Kick is away. Short kick. And takes a Berwick bounce and goes dead at the Abington Heights 38-yard line. So just 24 yards in the punt. And the Bulldogs on their 2nd possession of this 3rd quarter, which has 7:39 to go. Great field position at the Comet 38-yard line.
Ryan Lombaugh again in the backfield, this time rushing the punter, and almost gets it. I think that forced the punter to pull up on it, which gave him the short foot, gave him this short punt yardage.
Lombaugh's been terrific on defense today.
He's been very strong defensively.
He's made a couple of terrific plays right at the goal line to stop scores, and now he is the quarterback as Berwick 1st and 10 at the Abington Heights 38-yard line.
Tegan Wilk again in the backfield.
He's joined by Aiden Mason. Mason gets the call, tries the left side, and nothing doing. Gets maybe a half yard on the play. Michael Pusateri has been very, very active for the Comets. 6'1", 205-pound senior. Makes the play right at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
And timing on that double dive a little off. They wanted to fake to Wilk over left guard, then have Ace and Mason go over left tackle with the ball. They both kind of hit in the same spot. Not the way you really want to run that. Sometimes the defense crunches things in.
2nd down from the 39. Lombaugh gives to Wilk. He lost the football and then able to grab it at the 42-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play.
Everything inside the tackles, Jim. Sometimes you try that perimeter with the speed that you have, and maybe you can break it out there. 3rd and 13 coming up. Passing situation, ball nearer to the left hash. Lawbaugh wants to roll to the right. He has that side of the field to play with.
Sheptock wide to the right. Tegan Wilk in a slot to that side. Ryan Lawbaugh awaiting the shotgun snap. He's back to throw. Looking. Passes to the last minute and goes incomplete.
Lawbaugh's pass incomplete.
Actually, he was past the line of scrimmage, and in tackling him, Jim, Lawbaugh is down from where he threw the ball, and he is semi-prone.
It might have been better served to run that play, even though it was long yardage. Looked like he had some running room at the last minute, tried to dump it off, and was hit in the process of getting that pass away. Now, he was shaken up a bit earlier, and they're looking to him now as Berwick's going to face, following this injury timeout, a 4th and 13 at the Abington Heights 41-yard line.
Got himself up on all fours anyway, and he's not working. No trainers working on any of the extremities, so maybe the wind. But he looked worse at first. Now I'm a little bit more optimistic.
One other area team in action this afternoon, Columbia Montour Tech opening the season at home. And congratulations to head coach Mark Varner and the Rams as they beat Panther Valley 14-12. So good start to the season for Columbia Montour Tech. Here we're in the third quarter with Berwick leading 7-6. Ryan Lawbaugh's a tough kid. He shakes it off. And he's going to the sideline.
Must go out for a play.
It's 4th and 13, so I'm thinking they're going to punt anyhow. We'll see.
Well, they're on the 41-yard line. You can punt and play defense, and with the quarterback out, you might think that way. Or do we see Blaine Cleaver come into quarterback and try a 4th down play? I'd punt it,
4th down 13.
But I wouldn't have tried the fake punt they had in mind earlier that looked like it was going to be very successful.
Yeah, but that was a short yardage. This is 13 to go. So Sean Sheptock is back in punt formation. Jake Lanning will do the long snapping. Abington Heights will send one man back. That's Robbie Horvath. Berwick may need a man on the field. Tegan Wilk is signaling that way, and man comes on late.
5 seconds. You take the delay a game, Jim? No, you don't. You get a playoff.
The kick is very high by Sheptock. Hits at the 10 and will be down at the 10-yard line. Terrific effort by Sean Sheptock. Might have been even better if the ball had headed a few yards toward the end zone, as we have an injury on the play. A Berwick player will be tended to at about the 32-yard line.
Benjamin Moore, specialty team player, is down there. Very high, and I think the punt catcher was afraid to touch it. It was going to hit around the 10, and it's that sort of in between. Do we let it bounce and try for the end zone or no? He might have been fighting the sun as well, so we let it bounce, and it bounced sideways. Berwick players didn't recognize where it was. They could have turned and caught it.
Injury timeout on the field, 7-6. Berwick here in the third. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Advanced Automotive Auto Service Center at 1895 West Front Street in Berwick will take care of any sort of automotive repair, PA state inspections, brakes, and tune-ups. Frank and the guys at Advanced Automotive can also handle custom exhaust, engine, and transmission repairs and overhauls. Anything that ails your vehicle, let Advanced Automotive take care of it. 1895 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 570-752-1440. Go Dogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Still tending to the injured player, Benjamin Moore. The Bulldogs, they have him sitting up now. We are in the third quarter with 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Berwick leading Abington Heights by a score of 7-6. Moore, we're happy to report, on his feet and walking to the sideline. Gets a nice round of applause from the Abington Heights folks below us. The Comets in a difficult situation. You know, they dominated the field position that first half for much of it. Berwick's had the better of it here in the second half as now the Comets taking over just inside their 10-yard line.
And it is the time where the defense has to turn it up, make the impact play, force the fumble, get the interception, drop them for a loss. Drop them back once, you can drop them for a safety after that. This is a strong unit that can do it.
I formation as the give straight ahead to the fullback and nothing doing as Mike Zaluko is all over that fullback, Matt Lastowskis. So little or no game. We'll call it second down and 10 from the 10.
You saw it the way a linebacker would see it, Jim. We're in that position where they opened the seam. Linebacker's there. Fullback coming at him. He steps up, meets him at the line of scrimmage. Both get low and ends up putting him down.
Michael Shaw went to the sideline to get the play. He goes to huddle. They break the huddle with 5 and 4 on that play clock. And they just get it off in time as he's back to throw, and he fires, and he has Perkins, and Perkins is ridden out of bounds by Peyton Williams on the far side of the field at about the 18.
Yeah, you'll give him the underneath pass. He got more than I thought. I thought it was about a 3-yard gain. You happily give him that. You don't want to give him 7. But still in all, with the Berwick run defense, they're probably still going to have to complete a pass in order to move the chains and prevent the punt.
3rd and 3, Abington Heights from their own 17-yard line. Berwick trying for a stand here. Probably get decent field position if they can pull it off. Slot to the right side. Perkins wide to the left. Barada showing a blitz, and from the other side is Blake Cleaver. He grabs the ball, goes in for the touchdown. Cleaver goes in, gets the hands up, grabs the pass, goes in for the score.
Exciting play, one you want to see on the highlights. He's playing formation side, wide side of the field and formation. He's on a designated blitz. Tegan Wilk will get over there in coverage. He blitzes, he's big. Quarterback sees him, tries to force the pass anyway. He's crumbling on the quarterback about a foot away, gets the hands up, kind of blocks the pass, and it comes straight back down into his own hands, and he rumbles on into the end zone. The impact play that Berwick needed out of the defense.
Brendan Hinkle will attempt the extra point. Snap is there, placement, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out of the field. 5 minutes plus remaining this third quarter. Berwick 14, Abington Heights 6. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Blaine Cleaver is a 6'3", 219-pound junior. Outstanding two-way player, particularly on the defensive side. He missed the last 4 games of last season with an ACL. Just made a huge impact play with an interception, a 10-yard return for a touchdown. Brendan Hinkle added the extra point. Berwick extends their lead to 14-6 with 4:06 remaining here in the third quarter.
Don't always have to sack the quarterback if you can block the passes he's throwing. We saw it last series and now again here.
Montez with the kick. Coming down to DeRiggio over the 20 and hit and dropped short of the 30-yard line. About the 28-yard line.
Nice tackle in there by Evan Meehan. Coming in, 2 others joining him. I like the kickoffs we're seeing by Eric Montez. He's getting nice high and long kicks for a high school kid.
Yeah, the kicking game was a concern for Berwick coming into this regular season, but so far today, 2 for 2 at extra points, good punting by Sheptot, good kickoffs by Montez. It's been fine.
Yeah. One of the adjustments from halftime, Jim, is blitzing the outside linebackers. You can call it weak side and strong side if you want. but you're taking the sideways passes away from Abington Heights.
Shao looked to hand off. No one there. Rolls right, just throws it away. Incomplete. The running back that time was Zach Rice, and it looked like Shao wanted to hand off to him, and he wasn't there. So the quarterback just rolled right and threw it away.
Yeah, Zach Rice, 5'7", 170-pound 10th grader. Not used to action. Probably blows that assignment, and that wastes a play for a team that can't really afford to waste them.
And again, they lost a veteran running back, Lou Natali, very, very early in this game. 2nd down and 10. Abington Heights at their own 28-yard line. Trips to the left side. Back to throw is Shao. Fires to the far side. Has his man Horvath. Horvath has the first down. Horvath breaks the tackle. Gets out over the 40-yard line. Robbie Horvath had 22 catches a year ago. They got him the ball, and he picks up the first down onto the 42. That's a 14-yard pickup.
His 3rd catch of the game. Berwick again at the line of scrimmage, almost batting it down, getting the hands up in front of the quarterback, but he slides it on through as he finds the lane out there to Horvath, who makes the catch and turns it upfield.
3 receivers to the right. 1st and 10, Abington Heights at their 42-yard line. Shao back to throw, looking long to Perkins. It's overthrown. In fact, Sheptock was the only one that had a shot out of it, and it sails over Sean's head at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Perkins breaking down, wanted to post it inside to get inside position. Quarterback committed to the flyer out, so it goes in a different direction. Sight reads there at the line of scrimmage on the one receiver pattern, and then it falters.
2nd down and 10. Abington Heights at their own 42-yard line. We're in the 3rd quarter. Berwick leading by a score of 14-6.
And again, part of the strategy to take some of these passes away is to come with outside pressure from the linebacker area.
Perkins is wide to the left, but Shao looking the other way and fires to Wickenheiser. It goes through his hands at the 45-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down and 10. Comets at their 42.
Berwick would have had it covered. Peyton Williams was well off because they're defending the chains. He was going to break up and make the hit after the catch was made, keeping it well short of the first down.
Shao again to the sideline to get the play call. 3rd down and 10. Abington Heights trailing Berwick 14-6 here in the 3rd. They send 3 receivers to the right side. Wickenheiser, Horvath, and Corey Perkins. Shao gets the shotgun snap. Big pass rush. Pass over the middle. Incomplete. Boy, Tegan Wilk got a hand on it. Then Peyton Williams got a hand on it. Ryan Lawbaugh blitzing that time and really put a shot on Shao, who had to deliver quickly.
He did. He delivered and led his man just a little too much. They were breaking sort of a receiver at about the 7-yard range. Wilkes behind him at about 9 yards. So as it tips off the receiver's hand, he has to react to the tip ball. It tips off of his and backs once more. Tegan Wilk would have been able to keep him short of the line to gain.
Corey Knott back to do the punting. Standing back at his 26, gets the snap, gets the kick away. A beauty. Very, very high. Tegan Wilk will field at the 22-yard line. Gets by one man and another to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. Still on his feet over the 45, out to the 48-yard line. A terrific effort by Tegan Wilk.
Listening to Jim's play-by-play, it's hard to believe there was not one block thrown for him in all of that. He was dancing the way you play tag in the schoolyard, where that's the schoolyard leader. He goes left, he goes right, he does a little El Toro type of move, shoves people one way, goes deft leg and shuns a guy away. An amazing return.
East Carolina bound Tegan Wilk, an All-Stater, with a terrific return of 26 yards, and Berwick in business at their own 48-yard line. Late here in the 3rd quarter, the Bulldogs leading by a score of 14-6. Sheptock wide to the right. Lawbaugh shaken up on that last series. Back in there at the quarterback controls. Gives the ball to Aiden Mason off the right. Mason gets by one man, then tripped up as he gets into Abington Heights territory at the 49. Pickup of about 3.
I'd like to see him run with a little bit more confidence, Jim. I don't know what it is in this particular game, if it's the day game or what. He seems to want to be picking where he wants to go. He has a nice combination of speed and power. Convince yourself on that periphery run you're going to get a block. and just explode into it.
Well, he's not going to explode now. He's injured on the play, and he goes to the sideline. 2nd down and 6 for Berwick at the 48-yard line. Gives straight ahead to Montez, and Eric Montez with a good effort. Looks like he might have a first down.
Yeah, he's not looking to make any moves on anybody, is he? He's just going to take this handoff off the left side. They're going to force it right ahead over Aaron Cashman and get the change.
Berwick picks up the pace after the 7-yard run, gives them a first down. They give straight ahead to Montez again, and carrying some tacklers, gets to about the 36-yard line.
Physical football now. Put it to the line, put it to the big fullback. You have some momentum. Go at it. Charge at it.
5 yards on that carry. 2nd and 5. Berwick at the Abington Heights 36-yard line. 1-score lead for the Bulldogs. Any kind of points on this possession would be huge, even though we're still in the 3rd quarter. Slot to the right side. Sheptock wide right.
Blake Maurer at the end of the tail.
And the give is to him, and he looks for room. He's got Montez leading the way, blocking, and he's very close to the first down as he goes off the right side.
Berwick trying to do it now inside the tackles as they have for most of the game. They're not going to move the chains. They are going to move the chains. They're not going to move the chains. No.
They're eyeballing it on the side. It's very, very close. We might have a measurement.
Yeah, I think.
No, now the referee, Paul Sheehan, comes in. I don't know. I don't know.
Changed?
1st and 10, Berwick at the 31-yard line. Bulldogs moving it on the ground. Power football on this possession. Started at their own 48 after the great punt return by Tegan Wilk. Now at the Abington Heights 31. Give us to Montez. Montez straight ahead inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. We'll pick up about 3 on the play.
They'll pound him until they keep stopping, until they're able to stop him dead. Then you counter off of that action. Or you bring Blake Maurer behind him. Right now they're putting it to many of the linemen. Nick Heimbach at center, flanked by Cashman and Craig. Out of tackle, it's often Zalutko and Jake Manning. Sometimes they rest some of those people. Right now it's the interior doing the job.
2nd down and 7. I formation behind Ryan Lawbaugh, who's back to throw, and he rolls right, and he turns the corner and keeps the football and forced out of bounds across the way. We'll see where they mark it. I think down around the 26, maybe the 25-yard line.
I think he had some options on that, Jim, but once he got there and saw the soft corner after all the inside runs, he decided, hey, I'll take that 5 yards. We're in 4th down territory anyway.
Well, he got just 2, though, and it's 3rd down and 5 for Berwick at the 26-yard line.
Ball on the right hash, wide side of the field to the left.
Lawbaugh will operate from the gun. Aiden Mason back in there to his right. 3rd and 5. Fake the toss sweep. Back to throw as Lawbaugh gets it away incomplete. Maybe we're going to have a grounding, and we are. There was no Berwick receiver in that vicinity.
Yeah, great pressure. Number 66 was coming in. That's Mike Malone, and he's tough to get away from. Threw it out there rather than take the sack. Instead, you'll get the sack, a 5-yard penalty, and a loss of down. I think that's the way that it's marked. Haven't heard much from Mike Malone. He's kind of invisible as an offensive lineman in this game. But here defensively, he made a play his team needed. They blitzed another man outside of him, left someone one-on-one, and he was able to fight his way through.
So Berwick had a great opportunity. Had the ball at the 26-yard line of Abington Heights. But now, after the grounding call, the punt team is on. As it is 4th and long, and Sean Sheptock standing back at the Berwick 48 gets the snap and gets the kick away off the side of his foot, but it bounces and it's down inside the 10-yard line at the 9. So the Bulldogs keep the pressure on the Abington Heights offense.
Jake Lanning's down there in coverage. His back's to the punt, and it kind of hits him in the ankle and just drops at that point. They might have been able to get a little bit more of a bounce if it didn't hit him, but Berwick will be happy with that particular call.
Yeah, it's not at the 9. It's a little better for the Comets. In fact, they're marking 5 yards ahead at the 14-yard line, but still a difficult situation here with 14 seconds to go in the third, and Berwick leading this one by a score of 14-6.
Defense has been cranking it up. Mason Laubach going off for a break. Someone replaced him. No one replaced him.
And now we will have a timeout called by Berwick. 14 seconds remaining, third quarter. Bulldogs lead at 14-6. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Choose with confidence. The Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Jim Doyle and Andy Lickney from Comets Stadium in Clark Summit. We have 14 seconds remaining in the third quarter of the season opener. And Berwick leading Abington Heights by a score of 14-6. Comets have the football moving from our left to our right. They have a 1st and 10 back at their 14-yard line.
Berwick wasn't quite sure of personnel as Mason Laubach was heading off the field, and they were left with just 10. Needed the timeout to stop that.
Shao under center. Toss sweep right side. LeBlanca, good tackle in the open field by Blaine Cleaver. Brings down the Abington Heights running back Julian Blanco. On what will be the final play of this third quarter with the score, Berwick 14, Abington Heights 6. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
A car or truck accident will change your life. You get one phone call to put your life back together. Call your lawyers, Lenahan and Dempsey. They are your car and truck accident lawyers, your personal injury lawyers, your work injury lawyers. Your lawyers at Lenahan and Dempsey have won hundreds of millions of dollars for injured people just like you. Call Lenahan and Dempsey now. Call your lawyers and get help now.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
3 quarters in the books here at Comets Stadium in Clark Summit. A battle for the Bulldogs in their season opener 2019 and the head coaching debut of Carmen DiFrancesco. But in that third quarter, they get a huge defensive play from Blaine Cleaver. The interception return for a touchdown that's extended their lead. It is 14-6. Berwick, as Abington Heights will have the football moving from our right to our left to start the second half. Always a lot of anxiety over an opening game. I was talking to Bo Orlando, of course, is the athletic director and also the secondary coach of the Bulldogs, and he was saying how nervous he is, and that's a 9-year veteran of the NFL. He said, when you're playing, you feel like you can control things. As a coach,
you can't.
You think you do,
yeah,
but you don't. Here's Abington Heights, 2nd and 9 at their own 15-yard line. Backs at an offset eye behind the quarterback, Shao. Horvath in motion to the left. And Shao is looking that way and fires to Horvath, who has the catch and drags the tackler over the 25 for a first down.
He does. The man followed him across the formation in motion, but at the snap, he continued with the out pattern. So he's going to be ahead of that man-on-man coverage Berwick was in. Little stoppage as one player is down, grabbing at a calf, Jim.
13 yards on the reception by Horvath to the 28-yard line. 1st and 10. Abington Heights has a good twosome at wide receiver in this Robbie Horvath and Corey Perkins. They are a tough duo. Actually have 2 players working on. Both appear to be the cramp variety, which you do see a lot in the early season, although it isn't nearly as warm this afternoon as it has been the last couple of weeks.
One's a hamstring, and the other's there in the calf, and they're working them out.
I should point out a terrific crowd here today. Last night we were at Central Columbia. Great crowd there. And today here at the place they call the Pit, Wonderful following from Berwick. Hope they had better instructions on how to get here than we did, but at any rate, they all got here in a great crowd on this home side for the Comets.
We don't really describe this field, Jim, and while they're still stretching toes out there, from our perspective in the press box, we're looking down. We're at the top, and everything's down from us in the pit itself. The home fans stretch from end zone to end zone. To our right is an entrance, and it's like some of the college entrances that are bricked up and very fanciful and very nice. And that's very close to the end zone itself. Across the way, nice stands for the visitors. And off to our left, beyond the end zone, landscaped evergreen trees and evergreen shrubs as well. Very pretty, beautiful natural grass surface for the turf here. Very nice setting and unique only day games as there are no lights here.
Will Stevens and Robbie Horvath were the injured players, and I'm surprised Horvath is still out there. Don't you have to come out for a play?
Were we sure it was Horvath?
Yes.
Did someone take a timeout?
No. As the handoff, and Eric Montez makes a big defensive play right at the line of scrimmage. Straight ahead run.
The ball carrier.
And that player gets off limping, and that is the two-way player, the fullback and linebacker Matt Listowskis. So they'll treat him on the sideline. A gain of a yard to the 29-yard line, 2nd down and 9.
I'm wondering if during the injury situation there was a man down that they were going to have to work on for cramps, and Horvath said, you know what, I'm a little crampy too. How about, work my calf while we're here? But he wasn't sort of declared the injured player for the stoppage, and that allowed him to stay in.
He is in a slot to the right side with Perkins outside of him. 2nd down and 9. And flags and whistles before that shotgun snap. Looks like too much time on the part of Abington Heights.
We noticed it last night, Jim. 4 or 5 instances where that new 40-second clock rule has created problems. We've seen a few running close in this game. One of the first times we've seen it flagged. I think we've had teams take timeouts to prevent it. But it is going to change things as to the way coaches prepare.
We have a change in the Berwick secondary. Devin Smith is in there. Saw him in the scrimmage with some dynamic offensive plays, but he's in the secondary now as a safety along with Tegan Wilk as Schau rolls right to throw, fires, has his man, and his man is dislodged from the football, and a big hit by Blaine Cleaver as the pass went to Wickenheiser. It was in his hands, but then Cleaver with the big hit, incomplete. 3rd down and long for Abington Heights.
Shoulder hit right at the waist, and it bent him in half, Jim. The top went one way, the feet went one way, and the waist went inside. It was a vicious hit, a clean hit, separated him from the football.
3rd down, 13 for Abington Heights, back at their 24-yard line. As Schau with Shane Hughes to his right. Schau back to throw, fires long downfield, and almost picked off by Sheptock. The ball overthrown, intended for Horvath. So another good stand for Berwick. This Berwick defense was terrific last year, among the top 5 in every major statistical category in the Wyoming Valley Conference, and enough firepower back that you knew they were going to be pretty tough. And Abington Heights' only score came after an interception return to the 18. An 18-yard drive. Bulldogs have lived up to the expectations defensively this afternoon.
That's for sure.
Not back to do the punting. Standing back at his 10-yard line. He muffs the snap and then is hit. Ball is loose, and Berwick's on it at the 14-yard line.
Ryan Labaugh rushing hard from the right side, so I was going to be able to block it. So what he did is he tackled the punter who had the ball. Punter just couldn't get it off, so before he was able to kick it, he rips him and twists him by the arm. Berwick has another man come in to put it down, and Berwick with another big defensive play, this one defending on specialty teams.
10-10 remaining in the game. Berwick leading 14-6, and they now have the football at the Abington Heights 14-yard line. Good snap. It was just a muff snap by the punter.
He hasn't had good hands throughout the game, Jim.
And now Berwick trying to cash in with Tegan Wilk wide to the left. A slot to the right. Ryan Lawbaugh out of the gun. Aiden Mason to his left. From the 14. Lawbaugh back to throw. Fires, diving attempt, and a catch by Tegan Wilk at about the 9-yard line.
Running a slant pattern, he's isolated by himself on the left. Thrown behind him. You'd like to lead him a step and let him catch it and run. You have to put the sprags on, fall down, and make the catch.
From the 9-yard line after the 5-yard pickoff, Aiden Mason gets the ball straight ahead and maybe a yard. Good pursuit by the Comets. It's going to break up a 3rd down and 4 for Berwick from the 8-yard line.
And probably 4 down territory as well, so you can think of 2 power runs if that's the way you want to think. Ball is on the left hash, wide side to the right. Berwick has a dominant offensive line.
Blake Bauer checks in. Tight end Dallas Schechterly goes out. Here's the 3rd down and 4 from the 8-yard line of the Comets.
Jordan Young's been a tackle, right tackle for a lot of this game.
Slot to either side, fake handoff, Lawbaugh straight ahead looking for the first down yardage, and he has it as he bursts inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, with that zone read, things opened up in the middle with the blocking and the deception. Ryan Lawbaugh sells that play well and runs hard.
6 yards on the carry. 1st and goal, Berwick at the 2-yard line. Under 10 minutes to go in the game. Bulldogs trying to add to it as a 14-6 lead. Mason is the tailback. Montez, the fullback, ahead of him. The give is to Montez off the left side, and Montez is hit for a touchdown for the 2nd time in the afternoon. Eric Montez in from 2 yards out as the Bulldogs build the lead.
He's a good, tough yardage runner. Again, over left guard, Aaron Cashman. Jake Lanning flanking him to the left, and Nick Heimbaugh at center. That's the point of attack. Hit him with the quick hitter. He was stalled momentarily, rolled a little bit to his left, found a little bit more room to push his way in.
Extra point attempt coming from the sophomore, Brendan Hinkle. Tegan Wilk does the holding. Snap is good. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So Hinkle perfect on the afternoon. Time on the field, 9:36 remaining in the game. Berwick, 21. Abington Heights, 6. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Eric Montez, the first 2 touchdowns of his Berwick career. Latest from 2 yards out with 9:06 remaining in the game. Berwick extends their lead to 21-6. And Montez will kick it off for the Bulldogs. His kick is a line drive to the far side. Derigi at the 10-yard line to the 15, to the 20, spun around, still on his feet over the 25 to about the 27-yard line. So Abington Heights gets the football, but Berwick in control now, leading by a score of 21-6. They take advantage of the muffed snap on the punt, take over at the 14-yard line, keep it on the ground with the exception of one pass to Tegan Wilk, and Montez in for the score, and it's a 21-6 Bulldog advantage.
Yeah, punt was a funny play, Jim. It was in the hands of the punter. He's just getting a little jittery there. And then Ryan Lawbaugh rips him away, separates him from the ball, and a Berwick player falls on it, even though it was a 4th down finish. Did you get their fumble recovery on that?
No, 3 receivers to the left. Schau back to throw, fires to the sideline, incomplete. Miscommunication on part of the quarterback and Robbie Horvath. And Schau took a hit from Anthony Sisko. Berwick has had good pressure on the quarterback today. Not a lot of sacks, but they've been in his face on many attempts.
They're hoping to get a lot of pressure from the front four, and that hasn't necessarily happened. It's been a lot of quick passing. What's happened is here in the second half, they've been bringing the outside backers, and they're getting in the face of the quarterback. When they don't sack him, they get the hands up and either block it down or throw his vision off. That time a play by Cisco, the defensive end himself, getting pressure.
2nd and 10. Shao rolling to his left, stops, fires across his body. Attempt at an interception by Cleaver, they say incomplete.
Oh, and Cleaver says, no, I had it. And I thought he did, Jim.
Attempt by him at the 40-yard line. Went to the ground and held it up in the air, and the officials say incomplete. The pass underthrown. Cleaver was the only one that had an opportunity to pick it off and nearly did.
I thought he had it. What did you think, Jim? Be objective.
It's close.
Close.
It's close.
Yeah, it's all close. I'm going to ask around the press box and see.
Well, as if everyone in the press box has better view than the official was right there.
I don't know.
Third down.
Cleaver's reaction sold me as well. I thought he had it from the get-go, and then he just seemed so sure. Oh, I had the hands under it.
Players are good actors.
No.
3rd down and 10 at Abington Heights. We'll use the timeout. We'll take one as well. We're in the 4th. Berwick leading 21-6. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Somebody needs you. Make a difference in someone's life. Caregivers America is presently hiring direct care workers for their Berwick office location. Caregivers America offers next day pay, direct deposit, paid time off, and paid training. Create your own schedule. Clients close to home. Go to caregiversamerica.com or call the Berwick office 570-759-7757. Caregivers America.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
8 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in this game here on a sun-splashed afternoon at Comets Stadium in Clark Summit. Opening game of the 2019 season. Berwick leading Abington Heights by a score of 21-6. Abington Heights, following their timeout, face a 3rd down and 10 from the 27-yard line.
They'll do it from the right hash. Quarterback, if he's going to come wide side, roll that way, he's going to have to square his shoulders and make a trickier throw.
Perkins wide to the right, slot to the left. 3rd and 10 call. Shao waits the shotgun snap. He has it. Back to throw, looking long down the far side, one-on-one, incomplete. Sean Sheptock step for step with Corey Perkins, and the punt team will come on for the Comets.
Bo Orlando, you mentioned him earlier. Jim played secondary in the NFL. Must feel a lot of confidence in his cornerbacks. They're not having free safety help. They're having Perkins out there, and he feels his corners can cover them. Sean Sheptock has been outstanding. He's been stride for stride with people, uses his own height well, uses the sideline well. There was amazing coverage. I saw that one-on-one, figured they'd go in that direction. Sean Sheptock right there in coverage on a very good receiver.
Will Stevens injured on the play. We have the injury timeout. We're in the 4th. Berwick leading 21-6. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
See the winning lineup of Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Also, quality pre-owned vehicles at Bear Chrysler in Berwick. Celebrating their 13th year, Bear Chrysler has a body shop and a full-service center servicing all makes and models. They've earned the highest possible rating from Chrysler and the prestigious J.D. Power Award for Excellence. Need a truck? Bear has a vast inventory, including the 2019 Ram Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Or choose one of 50 new Jeeps in stock, including Renegade, Cherokee, and Grand Cherokee. Bear Chrysler, 1127 Pine Street, Berwick.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Injury timeout continuing here in the 4th quarter at Comets Stadium and Clark Summit. Will Stevens, the player, shake it up. He's had a rough afternoon. He's been injured a number of times, one with the wrist. He, by the way, has made arguably the biggest play of the day for Abington Heights, that interception return to the 18-yard line that led to their lone score in that first half. But it's 21-6 Berwick, and a punting situation, 4th and 10, Abington Heights at their own 27-yard line.
Stevens is normally the snapper here, isn't he, Jim?
Casey Knott will get the kick away. It's very, very, very high. A fair catch by Tegan Wilk and made it the 44-yard line. So that's where Berwick will take over in their own territory. And, boy, what the doctor would order for the Bulldogs now would be a long, time-consuming drive and put this one away. They're in control. They lead it 21-6. Berwick.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative EP Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
.746 remaining in the game. Berwick now leading it by a score of 28-6. The last score coming on a 52-yard burst off the left side by Aiden Mason. Showed some power, breaking tackles, and then when he got a step down that left sideline, showed speed as well. And the Bulldogs in control here as Montez with a low line drive kick. Robbie Horvath fields it on the run, the 15-yard line, the 20, 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, and forced out of bounds in Berwick territory. Terrific return by Robbie Horvath.
Berwick by formation was kicking from the left hash, and they brought the 5 defenders on the right side of the kicker inside the other hash. So the kick needs to go to the left side of the field. It didn't. Came to the right side, and a man came across the field, took it without breaking stride, came up where there were no defenders, and he made the most of that. So some problems with direction of the kick that need to be rectified there.
First and 10 for the
First and 10 for Abington Heights at the Berwick 46-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Corey Perkins to the left. Shout out of the gun. Berwick showing blitz. He's going to have to hurry to get it off. He rolls right. Hit as he gets it away. Incomplete. With Dallas Schechter coming on the blitz. Almost got him. And then the pursuit continued.
Yeah, he's going to have to fly to try to just get that ball away. Threw it about 30 feet over the head of a receiver on the sideline, almost into the Berwick stance.
Ethan Hughes is in that Berwick defensive front. He was one of the people running down and putting a hit on Shaw as he got the pass away. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 at the Berwick 46-yard line. See where they'll put Corey Perkins again wide to the left, getting some extra coverage with Blake Maurer. Peyton Williams. Shallow rolls right. Fires across his body into traffic. Gets it to Horvath close to the first down. As Antonio Barada makes the stop. That's a nice play by Shao.
It's a tricky play. He's rolling from the center field to the right. At the end of the hash, he almost goes against the grain to sling the ball downfield to a man who's curling underneath. Going to open up the seam. They're going to give him the first down as they eyeball it. And a nice catch at the other end. So a nice play in all with the moving quarterback, who I think they're afraid to keep him in one place now. Berwick's coming hard at him. They like to give him the rollout.
10 yards on the reception to Horvath. He and Perkins, two leading receivers from last season, having good opening games for these Comets, who have it at the Berwick 37-yard line. Berwick coming on a blitz. Shao gets the pass away, incomplete. They're coming hard now at the quarterback, who's under duress. I think Shao, for his first start, has played pretty well.
I think he's played outstanding. I like him to be my quarterback. He knew that he wanted to get the ball to Corey Perkins, who had inside position on a post pattern. Devin Smith covering him rather well, but he still got that ball off instead of suffering the sack after the problem with the snap. He was able to zip it on down in the direction of the receiver.
2nd down and 10. For the Comets at the Berwick 36-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Shao has the shotgun snap. Back to throw. Fires a ball to the sideline. Has Corey Perkins for a first down. Nicely done. Down at the 21-yard line, 15 yards on the completion to Corey Perkins.
Yeah, it might have even been tipped along the way. Perkins maintained his concentration as he squared it out deep and made the catch.
15 yards on that reception, and first down for Abington Heights at the 22-yard line. Wide receiver Perkins to the right. 3 receivers to the left. Shao has the snap, and he's looking left. Rolls that way. Stops. Hit as he gets it across. Horvath can't hang on. And boy, Shao took a hit from Eric Montez and Mike Zalutko. Not the duo you would pick if you were going to take a shot from anyone. And it's not Shao that is hurt, but Matt Wastowskis, as they're going to look to him. We'll take a timeout with Berwick leading 28-6. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
When you need the services of a professional law firm, you need the law offices of Lutz & Petty at 916 West Front Street in Berwick. Lutz & Petty is your hometown choice for elder law and asset protection, criminal law, estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. The full-service legal team of Lutz & Petty takes this opportunity to wish the Berwick Bulldogs a successful and injury-free season. Call them at 570-218-4888. The law offices of Lutz & Petty, protecting you. Go Dogs!
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Matt Wastowskis, the injured player for Abington Heights, as they continue to look at him. We are in the fourth quarter, 6:38 remaining in the game. Berwick leading by a score of 28-6. If you're just joining us, Bulldogs struggled in that opening half, led by just 7-6. Very frustrating end of the half as Berwick ended up at the 1-yard line of Abington Heights as the clock ran out. But the Bulldogs have taken control here in the second half and built that lead. Blaine Cleaver got it started with an interception and a 10-yard return for a touchdown. Eric Montez added a 2-yard touchdown run, the second of the game for him. And the latest score, a 52-yard run by Aiden Mason from the line of scrimmage to extend that lead to 28-6.
Bit of a prolonged stoppage here as they work on Laskoskis. One of the matchups I'm seeing, Jim, you've mentioned Devin Smith has entered the game. He's a junior. He's listed in the program at 5'8" and 130 pounds, which might be adding some weight to him. Very dynamic individual, the way that he plays. And they have him matched up one-on-one right now with Corey Perkins. And Perkins is a star on this team. Perkins now with, looking at 8 catches, 92 yards, and yet they have the confidence in Devin Smith to match up with him.
Matt Wostakis being helped off the field, not putting any weight on that left leg. He's a very, very valuable member of this team. They need him. He is a hard-hitting fullback, linebacker on defense. Meanwhile, it is second down and 10 for Abington Heights at the Berwick 21-yard line. Shao with the shotgun snap, fires across his body, incomplete. And again, Shao under duress. Mike Zalutko really coming down hard on him. So it's got to be a third down and 10 for Abington Heights at the Berwick 21-yard line.
Zalutko's had a strong game. I'm surprised on a lot of these over-the-middle passes, there's no one on him. The free safety actually has that particular coverage. Tegan Wilk knifing on up to put a hit on him if he was able to hold on.
Here's the third down call. 3 receivers to the left. Corey Perkins wide to the right. Devin Smith with that tough assignment. As Shao's going to go the other way, hit as he gets the pass away, incomplete. Had he had time, that might have been a big play, but Dallas Schechterly that time, lowering the boom on Shao. Boy, he's going to be sore after this one.
Yeah, he will.
Not a lot of sacks, but a lot of hurries and a lot of hits on the quarterback by Berwick's defense.
Antonio Barada had pretty nice coverage downfield where the pass was being thrown, but they wanted to run a zig in and then zig it out, but he didn't have enough time to complete that pattern. Certainly not enough time to throw.
Fourth down and 10. Abington Heights at the Berwick 22-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Shao has the snap. Back to throw. Big pass rush. This time it will be a sack. Give it to Eric Montez, although he had several teammates with him. And Berwick will take over the football.
Yes, they will. Tired offensive line just being dominated now by Berwick. Berwick pouring the pressure on the quarterback.
So it's an 8-yard loss. Bulldogs will take over at their own 31-yard line with 6.5 minutes to go, and the Bulldogs leading it by a score of 28-6. So they're going to overcome some mistakes in that opening half as we see Alejandro Lopez now in there at a tailback spot. Aiden Mason moves up to fullback, and Lopez gets his first carry straight ahead. He'll pick up a couple to the 33-yard line. Alejandro Lopez had some very nice runs in the scrimmage against East Stroudsburg South last Saturday at Crispin Field. And he figures into the mix for the Bulldogs at that tailback position this season. So Bulldogs second down from the 33-yard line. Second down and 8. Sheptock wide right. Again, the I formation. Quarterback Ryan Lawbaugh aware of that play clock, using as much time as possible. Aiden Mason playing the fullback spot, gets the call straight ahead. He's over the 35 to the 37-yard line. So it'll be third down coming up.
Conservative play calling with runs pretty much up the middle from Coach Carmen DeFrancesco. Here on third and needing 4. Normally it would be a run or pass situation.
I mentioned the Bulldogs opening the season, going to the road next week for that game at Pittston area on Friday night. Pittston area opening last night with a 30-8 win over Nanacoke, as we have a third down and 4 situation for the Bulldogs here. The call goes to Lopez, and he is stacked up. Good work by Abington Heights, still playing hard despite trailing 28-6 here in the fourth. As Berwick will bring the punt team on. Sean Sheptock's done a good job in that department today. As Julian Blanco, Dante DeRigi will drop deep for Abington Heights. How about the start of the season for Abington Heights? Berwick today and at Valley View next Friday.
Their whole schedule is rather daunting.
Valley View, the two-time defending District 2 Quad A champs. Boy, what an athletic play by Sheptock as he gets the kick away, and it will be down around the 30-yard line. Well, that was a terrific play. It was a high snap. He went up with one hand and made that play. It was a terrific play, and not a bad punt as well.
I think the official was complimenting Paul Sheehan back there.
Yeah, and one of the assistant coaches from Abington Heights did the same thing, pointed to Sean and said, that's a play.
That's something, yeah.
He is going to be a factor. Remember last year he came in late to the season after transferring Mount Carmel and didn't really get into the flow of things for the Bulldogs, but he's in the flow now. Not so much in the offense yet. That's yet to come, but defensively he's been good. He's been a terrific punter today as well.
He's a shutdown corner, Jim.
From the 30-yard line, Abington Heights with the ball. Show's pass beyond the reach of Horvath, covered by Barata on the far side. Second down and 10.
Yeah, trying to run a shallow little out pattern. Tough to connect on that one, and the timing's a little bit off. Quarterback has to feel a bit harried by the pressure. Knows he has just a 1-2-3 count to get it off quickly.
Yeah, if I'm Shao and go to the sideline and say, Coach, how about a draw? something to keep the heat off him, as Berwick's getting great pressure. Sometimes blitzing and sometimes from that front four. The Shao back to throw again beyond the reach of Horvath. Berwick has done some substituting. Lopez is in there on defense. Thought I saw Ryan Mendez in there in the linebacker spot as well. Now Sean Powell, a big senior, is on that defensive front. Stas Hughes, a junior, also in there. The Bulldogs with that 28-6 lead going to the bench. 3rd and 10, Abington Heights at their own 30. Slot to the right, slot to the left. High snap. Shao has it. Back to throw, and he slips down at the 17-yard line. That snap started the problems for Michael Shao. And then Berwick was all over me. Slipped down at the 18-yard line. So 4th down. Punt team on. Under 4 minutes to play. Berwick leading this one 28-6. As Corey Knott will be on to punt for Abington Heights, standing back inside his 5-yard line. Tegan Wilk and Blake Maurer deep for Berwick. Snap is a good one. The kick might have been partially blocked, but they're calling roughing the kicker. So I guess they didn't get the ball.
Out of bounds. Their penalty markers down.
So a penalty against Berwick.
Yeah, it was strong pressure, forced the punt to go almost straight up, but if they didn't get a piece of it, but then did get a piece of the punter, it will be. They're going to have a conference on it. The punter, stayed down, but they often do. 5 or 15, is 15 an automatic first down? Because even the 15 doesn't give them the chains.
Well, there is a penalty also against Abington Heights, so it's offsetting penalties.
Chop block against the Comets.
It's a chop block against Abington Heights, roughing the kicker against Berwick, so they will offset, so we'll try that punt again. Just a beautiful afternoon here in the place they call the Pit. Beautiful sunshiny afternoon. That humidity, it's been tough on a lot of people in the area. Last couple weeks is gone. As not back to punt. Brian Pronitis does the long snapping, as we saw Stevens go off earlier with an injury.
That phrase, not back to punt, K-N-O-T-T, the punter's name.
He has it. The kick is away, and a beautiful kick. Very, very high. Fair catch by Tegan Wilk near midfield. So Berwick will take over. 3:30 to go in this one. Bulldogs trying to put it away, leading by a score of 28-6.
And we've been seeing a number of the second-teamers coming out offensively. I expect to see them pretty much try to finish this one up.
Yeah, I think one of the best situations in football from a coaching standpoint is you get a win, but there's a lot to critique when you look at the film. And there was a lot, particularly in that first half. I'll say this for the Bulldogs, much better second half.
Yes.
And things looking up for this team that has such expectations. Now, Berwick, make no mistake about it, would be considered the favorite because the two teams that beat them last year, Dallas twice and Valley View once, are both loaded and would have to be considered the favorites, but Berwick thinks that they will be a contender for that District 2 as Blake Bauer gets the call, does a nice job of following his blocking, and gets to the 46-yard line of Abington Heights.
Very strong run, 45 yards on the game on 5 carries.
Second down 5.
Good to get him where he can stretch his legs a little bit, see the field with the football in his hands.
Yeah, he's going to be a factor in the season as he leaves now, and Eric Montez replaces him. Again, Berwick using a lot of the play clock as they have the ball at Abington Heights territory just inside the 47-yard line. Sean Shepdock goes wide left. Antonio Barada wide right. Montez is the fullback. He gets the call up the middle. And it's knocked back short of the first down yardage, but a good gain for Eric Montez. He is going to be a factor as a fullback. We know he's going to be a factor on the defensive side of the football. He and Mason Lawbaugh, terrific seasons a year ago. They'll be good again, but when Berwick does use a fullback, and they've used it quite a bit this afternoon, Eric Montez is going to get it done.
6 carries, 25 yards, 2 touchdown plunges. He's tough to stop when he only needs a couple of yards. He runs with authority.
3rd and 3 from the Abington Heights 43-yard line. Lawball under center. Montez again carrying tacklers and gets the first down inside the 40. Got a little help from his friends.
Yeah.
The push from behind.
And push from the front, push from the side along with that offensive line. So the whole thing kind of got into a bit of a wedge as everything moved ahead.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Abington Heights 39-yard line. 7th meeting between these two schools. Berwick's going to go up 4-2. They won't be on their schedule next year. In fact, Abington Heights figures that they're probably going to move up to 5A next year, so there won't even be a possibility of a postseason meeting between the teams. Berwick stays at 4A. Lawbaugh now looking up at that play clock and will take a knee as Berwick will wind down the clock. Of course, they look up and can't see how much time's left on that clock.
Not as significant as it was at the end of the first half, Jim.
Yeah, it will be interesting to talk to Carmen DeFrancesco about the end of the half because the scoreboard is almost unseeable. It's in the sun to the left. You really can't see it. We've struggled all afternoon. We just wonder if the Bulldogs had any issues toward the end of the half, as officials are going to indicate that this one, is it over?
Should be.
Yeah, no indication. Not a lot of drama, but it is over. And Carmen DeFrancesco's debut as the Berwick head coach is a success. The final score, Berwick 28, Abington Heights 6. Join us for the post game, which will include the scoring and the stats. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
At Traditional Home Healthcare, their beliefs make all the difference. You have the right to choose the highest level of healthcare in your own home, from pediatrics to seniors, as well as non-skilled home care services like meal prep, housekeeping, and companionship. They'll work with you every step of the way to create a care plan for your loved one, because Traditional is more than a home healthcare agency. They're your extended family when family can't be there. Visit traditionalhomehealthcare.com today.
Where do you go when your vehicle needs service? Who do you trust when it comes to keeping your vehicle performing at its best? Ken Pollock Ford, your neighborhood service center. Stop in, relax, catch up with old friends, and get the works for $29.95. Our certified techs will change your oil, rotate your tires, perform a vehicle checkup, and top off all your fluids. That's everyday low pricing. Don't worry about the emblem on the hood. The works is valid on any make and any model. That's service at Ken Pollock Ford. Schedule online at kenpollockford.com or stop in and see us. Route 11 Berwick.
Are you looking to meet an elder care need? Do you or a loved one need assistance with any of the instrumental or basic activities of daily living? Brookdale Senior Living has a solution. Brookdale Bloomsburg, located at 420 Schaefer Road, is a premium personal care home offering a family atmosphere along with round-the-clock nursing care. Call 570-387-6868 to learn more. Better yet, we invite you to drop in and meet the Brookdale family and learn how we can offer an optimum aging experience for you or a loved one.
Cool off this summer with better banking and a free gift. Sign up for free and easy checking with First Columbia Bank and you'll enjoy no monthly fees, free online and mobile banking, and free ATM access at over 55,000 locations worldwide. For a limited time, you will also receive a free Sherpa cooler when you open a checking account or refer a friend to First Columbia Bank. So not only will you have a cool, free, and easy checking account, but you can keep those picnic goodies cool with a free cooler too. First Columbia Bank, with you every step of the way. Restrictions and data rates may apply.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Start to the 2019 season, a successful head coaching debut for Carmen DiFrancesco. Berwick defeats Abington Heights here in Clark Summit this afternoon. The final 28-6. Wasn't easy, particularly in that first half, as Abington Heights had all sorts of opportunities. 4 times they were in the red zone, but they only scored once. And actually, Berwick got on the board first. Sean Sheptock with an interception and a return to the 41-yard line of Abington Heights. 4 plays later, Eric Montez gets the call, goes in 3 yards for the touchdown. Brendan Hinkle with the extra point. Berwick had a 7-0 lead. 8 minutes to go in the first half. And that is the Ken Pollock Ford Lincoln drive of the game. Again, Abington Heights with opportunities. In fact, they had a 4th and goal at the 1 at one point. And Ryan Lawball made a great hit on the quarterback who was keeping the ball, Michael Schau, keeping Abington Heights out of the end zone. Abington Heights got to the Berwick 17-yard line in that second quarter on a 25-yard run by Blanco. 29-yard pass completion, Michael Schau to Corey Perkins. But on 4th and 12, they elected to go for a field goal, which was no good. So Berwick continued to lead 7-0. And then a big defensive play for Abington Heights. Will Stevens intercepted a would-be screen pass and returned it to the 18-yard line. The Comets got to the 3-yard line, and from there, Schau hit Corey Perkins, who made a great catch, covered well, but still made the grab deep in the end zone to pull them within 1. It remained 1 when the kick for the extra point failed. And then a key mark in the first half. Berwick drove from their 39 to the 4-yard line of Abington Heights and a 35-yard completion to Tegan Wilk and a 14-yard pass to Sean Sheptock. On the last play, what turned out to be the last play of the half, Aiden Mason was stopped just short of the goal line. In fact, several Bulldogs thought he was in. Did not. Time ran out. And Berwick went in with a 7-6 lead. It remained that way till 4:06 to go in the third quarter when Blaine Cleaver made a big defensive play as he put both hands up as if to block the pass by Michael Schau, but did one better. Grabbed the pass and went in from 10 yards out for the touchdown. Brandon Hinkle, the sophomore, making his place-kicking debut for Berwick, booted it through, Bulldogs led 14-6 after 3. They added to that lead in the fourth quarter. A muff punch snap by Abington Heights gave the Bulldogs the ball at the 14-yard line. A couple plays later, 2-yard run by Eric Montez. His second touchdown of the game, second of his career. Hinkle again with the extra point, 21-6 Bulldogs. And then they closed out the scoring with 7:46 to go with their longest play of the game. Sophomore Aiden Mason showing power and speed, broke a couple tackles, outraced the secondary down the far sideline, 52 yards for the score. Brendan Hinkle with the extra point. That makes our final score, Berwick 28, Abington Heights 6. Stats in today's game, Andy Lick.
Jimmy, I'm going to do my best. I've been having a coughing jag, missed half of that fourth quarter. We'll see what we get out. Berwick with 265 yards. They held Abington Heights to 157. I have my numbers off a little bit. Jimmy, talk for another second or two. 157 here. Okay. And 157 minus 19, and you'll see why in 1 second. They held them to 138 yards. The 138 yards was 157 in the air, but minus 19 on the ground, and that's not accurate. It might be even more. Berwick played tremendous run defense. Tough in coverage with Corey Perkins, a superstar receiver, and Robbie Horvath. They did the damage in the air. Corey Perkins finishes the game receiving with 7 catches for 97 yards. He was questionable whether he'd even play with a twisted ankle. Robbie Horvath contributes with 5 catches for 48 yards, and Chris Wickerheiser, 1 catch for 12. 157 in the air. Berwick does pick off 2, and there were significant turnovers in the game, as you explained. 13 of 35 passing for Michael Schau, 157 yards in the air. On the ground, 21 carries, a net of minus 19. Julian Blanco finishes with 23 yards on 6 carries. Matt Laskoskis, 5 carries for 9. And the rest are in the negative, some to the team, some to the quarterback, as Berwick put on some great pressure. For Berwick, 265 total offense, 79 in the air, 186 on the ground. On the ground, Aiden Mason struggled a bit in the first half, but had an explosive play in the second half. He finishes 12 carries for 72 yards. Blake Maurer chips in 5 carries for 45. Tegan Wilt got stuck in the backfield, lost 11 early in the game, but still ends up with 5 for positive 7 yards. Eric Montez, we were singing his praises as a blocking fullback and a power run short yardage fullback. 7 carries, 28 yards, I believe the first carries of his career. 2 touchdowns in that mix. Alejandro Lopez, 2 carries for 2. The team will take 1 kneel down and lose a yard. And Ryan Laubaugh, 7 carries for 31. Add them all up, I get 39 rushes for 186. Laubaugh, very limited second half passing. I only have him throwing 1 pass in the second half. I have him 6 of 9, the 1 interception, 79 yards. Tegan Wilcott, 3 for 43. Sean Sheptock, 2 for 24. And Blake Maurer caught 1 for 12. So again, in total offense, 265 for Berwick. They hold Abington Heights to 138. And that's it, and I'm not going to cough anymore.
Good for you. The Bulldogs come up strong in the second half to get the victory here this afternoon at Abington Heights. They will be on the road with the Bulldogs next Friday night at Pittston area's Charlie Trippey Stadium. It'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff. We hope you'll join us for the coverage. It starts at 6 o'clock with the Coach DeFrancesco show. For Abington Heights, they will be on the road at Valley View again next Friday night.